I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He's just cute little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Well, welcome everybody to another Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. Ooh, this is a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I sure am glad. That's right, sure I'm glad that everybody could be on board for this one. Fellas, in this episode, we get a fantastic one for you. It's another edition of our news and rumors roundup, where we talk about anything and everything boxing as it pertains to some of the news, some of the comings and goings, some of the drama going on in the boxing world, and there's a lot going on right now, let me tell you. Might not have a lot of actual boxing fights per se right now, but things are moving. Let me tell you, things are moving, and I don't like it. So we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson, people finally turning on him. We're going to talk about Conor versus Ryan Garcia, a potential fight coming up this summer. Joshua versus Fury, the hijinks continue over there, and much, much more. Before we get down to the fun, let's get the business out of the way, fellas. You know the drill. If you want to continue this gravy train rolling, make sure to drop a super chat. Don't forget you can send a couple of shekels that way, or you can also provide said shekels via Patreon, or you can just join Patreon for free. We got some film analysis there for Zayas versus Ennis. Don't forget you can also join the membership program. That way you get more bang for your buck. But the most important thing is you continue to allow... Oh, excuse me. Buy me a coffee? Link in the description below as well. But the most important thing is you continue to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel, all right? Let's get a big shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about Alejandro Marquez. I see Bucho in there keeping an eye on things. We got more BDC, No So Passive Live, 2 Matador, Jaime Raiden, Dark K Dog, Skull Kid 254, and many more people to come, I'm sure, fellas. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. All right. Now, who do we got here? We got Bucho, we got Sobers, we got Recognize the Matrix. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this episode because we got a lot planned here. As I said, Shakur Stevenson back in the news, and I don't know if people remember, just a quick recap. About a year ago or thereabouts, he said that he was willing to fight Tank Davis. He called out Tank Davis for the dehydration clauses, the catchweights, and all of that. And he said that if I fight Tank Davis, I wouldn't want any of that. All I would want is a lot of testing. He said a lot of testing, which is the same thing I say when I call hookers. I want a lot of testing here. But that's what he said in regards to Tank Davis. Then a couple of months later, he changes the tune. He goes, well, if I fight Conor Benn at 147, I want a catchweight. Or a dehydration clause, he said, I believe. Then he said the same thing about Devin Haney. He's been changing his tune. He's been trying to defend his position, which, by the way, I sort of understand, and we're going to get into why. But people are starting to realize that this guy, for all the talking he says about, I won't beat this guy, I'm going to whoop this guy's ass, and then he doesn't whoop anybody. He just outpoints them. people are starting to get enough of it and or have had it. And the fact that he talks so much and then changes his mind about the catchweights and all that seems to be really what's the word I'm looking for? Miffing people. He's it's very he miffs people with that type of behavior. So check out what he had to say on the Errol Hawani's show about 2 days ago. Hold on a second.
Can we get Haney versus Shakur? Is that the one?
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? That I would love about that fight. I think that Haney fought at a catchweight against Jose Ramirez 2 fights ago, if I recall, and it was 144 pounds. So, I would love to do it at 144 pounds. We can meet in the middle. I don't think that the belt has to be on the line. I think that the fight is big enough for both of us to be fighting at a catchweight, and I don't think the belt really matter in that instance. I think we can both sell out a big arena, and it'll be a tremendous fight.
Couldn't agree more. You're two of the biggest names in American boxing and boxing period.
That's a sad state of affairs, by the way.
Have there been any talks about making this fight happen?
Nah, I haven't heard nothing about making that fight happen.
All right, so you heard it there. He's claiming that if he were to fight Haney, he would win a catchweight because, well, Haney's fought at one before, and so therefore that's his shtick right there. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is the guy that says that everybody's afraid of him. He said it before, and I got some clips here of him saying that, where he says, well, it's not about the size, it's about the skills, which I've told women hundreds of times, they don't believe me. But that's what he's saying as it pertains to boxing. And now all of a sudden he wants a dehydration clause or a catchweight because, well, the justification is other people do it and therefore I should be. What happened to I can beat anybody, I can whoop anybody, nobody wants to fight me? What's going on here, guys?
I could beat you if you're compromised. That's who he is. And if he's getting backlash, it's only because he's doing this to Devin Haney now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's not because he was trying to pull that with Ryan Garcia, even Conor Benn, or whoever else, right? Devin Haney and Shakur kind of share a similar fan base, so he's probably getting backlash because of that. Devin Haney's not going to do that. I hope you know that he's not gonna do that. Devin Haney understands that his weight is what's gonna give him the best chance to win that fight, and more importantly, Shakur Stevenson knows that too.
I don't even think he can. Haney, he's way too muscular now. He's bigger. He's always been a big guy for lightweight, for super lightweight. Now he's a welterweight. Maybe he could even fight at 154, man.
Shakur trying to drain a guy like Devin Haney or any Ryan Garcia or Conor Benn, but let's just stick with Devin Haney. It's obvious what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a weaker version of Devin Haney.
Yeah,
but why?
But is that because I keep hearing, Haney's Shakur's supposed to be his generational talent, and let's be honest, it's not like he looks like a really small. He doesn't even look like a small 140 pounder. He looks okay for that division, and as a matter of fact, he could actually move up. He looks like he could move up to 147. We saw it against Teofimo Lopez. In my opinion, he looked bigger than Teofimo Lopez.
Everybody he's ever fought in the ring that I've seen, maybe you guys could correct me, I thought he was at least as big, if not bigger, than the fighter. I never looked at him as a pound-for-pound fighter.
Yeah.
Everyone. And I've heard him say out of his own mouth that he thinks he could beat guys up at 175. You know, I do that weight class because it's a smart thing. But even though, really, I think I could fuck anybody up all the way up to like 175. So yeah, prove it. Honestly, with Shakur, he's a bitch and he knows it, and that's why he has this weird duality with him where you're starting to see more. He's starting to win some people over, but he grew up in that top rank bubble where they're like kissing his ass and telling him he's the best thing since sliced bread. But then if you ever go on his Twitter, he's always getting cooked. He's always getting roasted, and it's not by Hispanics, it's not by white people, it's by black people. You know what I mean? His own folks, the ones who he's supposed to be his fans, who he wants to be his fans, they're telling him he's a phony, right? So his dude is very fraudulent. Everyone sees what type of person, what time he's on. Like I said, he's starting to win people over a little bit with the mass media. Like, how they, oh my God, he's going toe to toe with Cameron Zepeda. Like, that did help him out. That did help him out, right?
And then Teofimo Lopez win.
Yeah,
domination
You
against
know,
a pound for
but
pound.
he's still
Can
getting,
I,
he's
can I
still getting
request?
his stripped
Can I
down on
request?
Twitter daily.
Can I do can I have a request? Can we have Shoulder do that again? Shoulder do that again.
I need the divine inspiration.
Ah, come on. The divine
Can't
inspiration.
do the poll first.
All right, now, but
My voice is gonna crack. It's gonna come out wrong.
that's a good point. Yeah, sometimes it has to be off the cuff. No, but it's true because look, he's been on. Shakur Stevenson has been on the record before saying, "Oh, you know, I'm ill-equipped right now. Blah blah blah. I need a." And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Again, this I wouldn't mind this type of behavior from it because again, I've said it before. The game has changed now. It's the Pandora's box has opened. You got weight bullies like Devin Haney. You got people that do the dehydration clauses, the catch weight, especially if they're the A side. They're usually the ones that can dictate the terms. And so, hey, listen, man, if what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Devin Haney has been very adroit about implementing these weight clauses, then, well, hey, Shakur Stevenson wants one too. I mean, I think he's got the right to ask one. However, it is a bit weird that, like Bucho said, and I said earlier, he's talking about he's the best. I whoop everybody. A couple of years ago, he was saying that he was the most avoided fighter out there. And now all of a sudden, he's like, what happened? Why do all of a sudden do you need a rehydration clause for Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia is just an Instagram model. Just as recently, he was talking about Conor Benn. He was clowning Conor Benn, but he said in the past that he would only fight Conor Benn if there was a rehydration clause or a dehydration clause. So what happened? Why all of a sudden are you? And then on top of
So you respect Conor Benn.
That's the way it seems like.
You clown him, but you respect him.
That's what I mean when I say Shakur Stevenson. Like, he just got bitch in him, and everyone knows. Like, he's just terrified to take a fight where everything's not in his favor, or, you know, everyone's seen the reaction when he does get touched. You know, his eyes pop out of his head. He looks like Showbiz, the entertainer. Every time he gets punched, it's like a video game. You know, his eyes pop like a cartoon.
Or he calls out.
He gets terrified when he gets touched.
He calls a timeout during sparring sessions.
Correct. So,
yo, hold on, my man. Hold on, my man. He's like, yo, hold on, my man. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, time out, beating.
Hey, by the way, real quick before we continue, shout out to Fluffy Toasters 89. Shout out to Fluffy Toasters 89 for his contribution with the super chat. He says BDA sold me Fent back in 08. I think he missed, instead of the 0, he meant to write the 1. 2018. I'm kidding. I don't get involved in any of that. But shout out to Fluffy Toasters for the contribution via the super chat, which might allow me to acquire some Fent. And I'm kidding, of course. I'm good with the black tea. I'm good with the black tea. But shout out to Fluffy Toasters 89 for his contribution with the super chat. So I think at Solvers, I think you were going to say something about the people are starting to see the.
No, people's always seen that about him. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's had this duality with his career where he tries to act like he's Mr. Tough Guy, but on Twitter, it's like when he can communicate with the fans or they can voice their opinion to him. It's basically all negative. Everyone tells him, like, you know, you're sleeping with a cum dumpster. You married you know.
Geez.
You know what I'm saying? All the rappers have pictures of with your girl, and you know you can't hurt nobody. No one's scared to fight you. You know, like they'd rather Gervonta Davis be their guy. You know, they liked him.
Well, that's the thing. That brings us to a good point here. Let's not kid ourselves, because again, years ago we were saying when he beat up the girl there, and him and his friends were catcalling the girls, and then the girls didn't want to have anything to do with them, and then so they beat up the guy that was with him. That was low class, and ever since, and everything that a lot of what Shakur Stevenson has done since has proven that he's a kind of a low life character. So as always, when we criticize him for a lot of his character flaws and some of his career decisions and his style and all that, it always comes down to, well, you guys are racist. But now that really doesn't hold water, because there's a lot of people within his demographic who have had enough of him. Now, some people, let's not kid ourselves here. A lot of those people also is because they're picking sides. Maybe some of them are Tank Davis fans or Devin Haney fans, but I'm not interested too much in their allegiances. What I'm interested in is what they say. And they're pointing out, rightfully so, that this dude talks about how he's a big badass, Billy badass, and then when it comes to making fights above 140 pounds, I'm just a small guy, guys. Come on, guys. I just listen to this one. This is from The Art of Dialogue from about a couple of months ago in December 2025. Check out what he had to say. Listen well and real carefully to how he phrases this about how dehydration clauses and how he doesn't really want to move up above 140.
His weight already. That don't make sense. But I'm a 126 pounder. That's why I started at. going up all the way to 147, and I'm not even a real 47.
Did you hear how he said that at the beginning? I'm a 126 pounder. Not anymore. Is that how? Does he walk around at 126 or close to it? It's like if
you know.
Yeah.
When I was 13, I used to weigh 125 pounds. I'm a 125 pounder. You know what I mean?
That's like saying like De La Hoya. He started out his career 130.
I was gonna say that.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead.
No, could you imagine De La Hoya saying to Hopkins, "Hey, let's make it 150 or something"?
Yeah, I mean that would have been. Yeah, and again, not for nothing, but Tank Davis too. His team when they thought whenever they have to justify the weight clauses, the dehydration clause. Well, everyone's done it. Pacquiao, Mayweather, De La Hoya, and that doesn't make it right, man. What if they did it and it's a bad thing because you're defending it? Why not just say, you know what? I'm going to be special. I'm going to be unique. I'm going to fight you at the whichever way you're comfortable at, and I can beat you at that one.
In Tank's Davis case of BDA, I realized the more in shape he is, how really small he is. He's a small dude.
Mm-hmm.
He turned out to be, he could probably, I would say he could probably fight at 130 if he was really disciplined. But he's a really small guy. And so that's why he does that whole weight class shit, because, he's a little guy. And had he fought somebody like Ryan Garcia at full weight, or maybe even Barrios, he would have had a lot more problems.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I understand with Tank Davis that people say, well, he's a little guy. Okay, but then why fight these big guys and handicap them? Because then they're not 100%. You can't really claim you beat him. It's like if Recognize fights me. I'm almost fast, I'm strong, I hit harder than my weight class indicates. And then Recognize says, okay, but BD, you can't use your left foot, which is my best weapon. If he beats me, how can he say he beat the best BDA? First of all, I don't even know if he can beat me, even with just one hand. Even handicap, I don't know if he can beat me. But
I would say probably, yeah.
No, but you understand what I'm saying? All kidding aside, like, how can these dudes brag about, I beat you? But
people get away with it because people get away with it, and they're rarely criticized for those catch weights or for those handicaps. So he's like, I'll just get, I'll get that advantage, and then I'll win, and nobody's gonna notice that I did that. People will forget, basically.
Right. Now, people understand. Oh, we got Frank jumping in here as well. Frank Bay. Frank, jump in whenever you want, man.
I'm going to jump in right now because I'm hearing you guys are the Latino LDBC, and y'all just bash black fighters. So I need to put a stop to this. No, look, BDA, this guy, look, let's be honest. He's a good talent. He's a great talent. I'm not going to go as far as the generational shit, but as far as boxing goes, the epitome of pound for pound is being a smaller fighter and beating bigger guys because you're more skilled. So all these, he's most skilled, he's more athletic, then have him do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't have it both ways. Call him generational. He's most skilled, but he won't go do what pound for pound is supposed to do.
I know that's right.
And that's a great point. That's why, like I've said, look, I would favor him to beat Haney and who's the other guy we were talking about? Tank Davis. Now, I'm not saying he smokes them the way he said. I mean, Tank Davis, he probably does maybe to Tank Davis at best. He does the same thing that he did to Teofimo Lopez, right? He outboxes him one punch at a time, but nothing too spectacular or whatever. But I think he beats him. But the thing is, he's been saying that for years that he smokes guys, he whoops guys, he would wash Pacquiao. But now he's at these guys, especially guys like Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, you need a dehydration clause for those guys. Everyone's making fun of those guys for not being that great. Every time people bring up Ryan Garcia, they got to bring up the fact that Rolly Romero supposedly beat him up. But now all of a sudden, Shakur Stevenson, the guy who's supposed to be the real one, he's the one. He. All of a sudden, he needs. Right. All of a sudden, he needs. That's where the disconnect is. And here's the other thing, though. So I'm looking at this clip here from Twitter. From Twitter that somebody posted, and I'm looking at the comments. Hold on a second. I want to put it up on the screen here. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Really helps us out.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Jamie. Oh, pull it up, Jamie. Is that what we said? All right. So
yeah,
this guy goes, just because Devin fought at 144 2 fights ago doesn't mean he can make the weight comfortably now. When did we ever see Devin go back down in weight? One guy says. Another guy goes, Dev fans gonna act like he wagering at 144. Okay, so this guy's defending him. Another guy says, hey, yo, watch what these dick riders say. So you want a catch weight and a rehydration clause? Another guy goes, 147 or nothing. Shakur wants to be the king of the catchweights. If you don't want to fight at the weight they at, leave it alone. That's the way I feel about it. But then again, there is such a thing as weight bullying, so I understand the opposing viewpoint as well. Another guy goes, I'm tired of this N-word, and I'm a Kerr fan. This shit is getting weird. See, I'm telling you, people are waking up to the fact that what happened to all that talking about? I'm the best, and people are avoiding me. Another guy goes, Shakur. As if, I love this, these comments as if they think Shakur's really reading this. Although you never know nowadays with these youngins. He says, Shakur, you're my guy. Like Carmelo Soprano, you're my guy. Just fight the contenders at 135 or 140. There are so many options you can go to. Step one should be getting that ring belt at 135. So you can see that people are turning on the guy, saying, what's up with all these, like the weight clause and all that? I mean, really is nonsensical. Then on top of that, Shakur Stevenson he can't pry his eyes off of the Twitter, the Twitch, the grinder and all that. So he actually replied to what people are saying. And he had this to say. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. Here it's loading. A couple of hours after all of that, he said, nothing is wrong with catchweights. It's only wrong to y'all because y'all love hating me. Floyd Canelo was at a catchweight, but all people remember is Floyd's greatness from that night, which he deserves. So now he's defending the dehydration, the catchweight, because, obviously it's gonna his plans to do it. But he says all people remember is the fact that Floyd beat Canelo. Well, some people don't remember that, but then every time somebody, because they always post that clip of every 2 weeks somebody has to post clips of Mayweather beating up Canelo. Beating up, that's the way they say it, right? He outboxed him, and they put up those clips, and the comments always say, well, why was it at a catchweight? What was it at a catchweight? Butch always plays that clip, well, not always, but he references that clip, of Canelo right after the catchweight. I mean, right after they make weight, he sits down and starts downing that Pedialyte because the guy could barely stand up. So yeah, people remember the catchweight. I don't understand why he.
I think to add to that, I think Recognize the one who said this, right? But that Andre Ward noticed how drained Canelo looked and mentioned that, like, I think he might get knocked out tomorrow. And then you see Floyd right there noticing that he's all drained, and he starts, shaking his ass, doing little punches, the little shoe shine, trying to act real energetic. Like trying to let him know, like, I feel much better than you.
Right. And that's the thing, though, is people talk about, for example, Crawford. Oh, Mount Rushmore of boxing. That Mount Rushmore. There's boxing. Professional boxing has been around for over 100 years. There's been guys that have done exceptional stuff, and I'm not saying Crawford didn't have exceptional skills, because he did end up beating Canelo. But however, the thing is this: there's a caveat to that, which is that he should have been at 168 pounds a long time ago. If his coach said it. The weight at which Crawford was walking at said it, and even Crawford later on said, hey man, when I was fighting Canelo 168, that's the best I ever felt. So but at least he didn't do any catchweight dehydration clause, at least. And that's when I say, when people want to say that Shakur Stevenson is a generational talent, look, the reason why the Mount Rushmore is made of rock is because it's very difficult to carve something out and carve something back in. That's why when you got a guy like Henry Armstrong, who held 3 weight classes, 3 championships in 3 different weight classes simultaneously. Now, he wasn't just weight hopping, simultaneously 3 weight classes. No dehydration clause, no catchweight, blah, blah, blah. He did it. On top of that, because nowadays you got weight hoppers, they don't even defend their titles. They just wait for somebody to collect all the belts, and then they prop them all up, and then they don't defend them. Henry Armstrong didn't just weight hop. He also defended the welterweight title about 20 times, I believe, in the span of 2 years. 2 years. So whenever people want to talk about generational talent, this generational talent, that, look, compare it to the fighters of the past, and let me tell you, the bar is high, and these dudes, by complaining about catch weights and dehydration clauses, they're not doing themselves any favors in comparison to the fighters from the past. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up here is people are still always noticing. People make patterns. That's, we're creatures of habit. We notice patterns as well. And people have started noticing this whole thing of Shakur Stevenson not wanting to fight his brothers. There's something about him. He's making friends all over the place. So somebody posted this on the Twitter. I don't really know the context, but somebody posted, after Brayon Gorham, I don't even know if that's a real name, gets the win, he calls Shakur Stevenson his brother and thanks him for the opportunity to spar. So then somebody replied, how many brothers does bro have? Yeah, he's got an extended family within boxing. And this prompted somebody on the Twitter to post this picture, the brother effect, popularized by Shakur Stevenson. Stay close to your competitors, so you don't have to fight them. And you see him here with Crawford. You see them with Keyshawn Davis. You see them with Tank Davis and Lomachenko. Now, to be fair, those last two pictures are a little bit misleading because him and Tank Davis, as far as I know, they're not friends. And with Lomachenko, there's that one clip where they met each other at the Top Rank gym and they had nothing to say to each other. I think they just had a couple of formalities like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, hi, blah, blah, blah. And then there was this awkward silence and then they just left. So the Lomachenko and the Tank Davis one, I don't really buy, but it's true though. It's like this dude, that's one of the main points of criticism is that he's been a little bit too vocal about I ain't never gonna fight Keyshawn Davis. And I got no real evidence for this, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I believe that there's been some sort of hypnotic hold that he has over Keyshawn Davis, some sort of psychological, maybe even spiritual, maybe even sexual hold on Keyshawn Davis. And again, people have posited that Keyshawn Davis gets the best of Shakur Stevenson in sparring. And so maybe Shakur Stevenson, now that we're seeing this whole thing of the catchweights and all that, and that he may not believe that he's as good as he says he is, he doesn't really want to fight Keyshawn Davis where it really matters. I don't know. We got, who we got? Oh, we got Lion.
That wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me because if people actually sit down and watch Keyshawn Davis fight, he's way more exciting than Shakur Stevenson could ever be. And in addition, Keyshawn Davis actually has a lot of skill. So you're getting the fact that this is a person who knows exactly what to do in the ring, who has a good game plan, who has great ring generalship, but also has knockout power. Look at the last fight. Mm-hmm. Most fighters who fought his opponent would not be able to knock an opponent who is a good boxer, who can move around the ring, and who is seemingly a boxer puncher. They would not have been able to knock them out, especially in the 12th round. The fact that Keyshawn Davis can do it, man, the fight that I saw him fight prior to the last one, the penultimate fight, showed me that this guy is a serious contender. Shakur Stevenson is definitely very skilled, but all of his fights from now on, who would bet that he will have a knockout in any of the fights that he has in the future? Mm-hmm. Who wants to take that bet? Nobody. Well, and that makes him boring.
First of all, I don't gamble because I am on the true path of the Crimson Cross, and that precludes me from doing so, engaging such activities. However, if I were a betting man, I would not take that bet. You're right. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is, and I don't have this tweet with me here, but I don't know what's going on with Shakur Stevenson. People, somebody was saying that he's having a hard time finding a fight. And again, people are going to start throwing that whole thing around again about, nobody wants to fight him. But I just think it's, well, actually, okay, then there was another tweet. A guy said, I don't think we're going to see.
Let me tell you why they don't want to fight him. I can tell you why. Because they can't make any money. They won't make it. This guy is not a draw. People don't understand that because they can't knock people out. So it's one thing to fight, for example, Anthony Joshua or somebody of that sort, where they'll fill out a stadium of 90,000 people and then get you your highest payday. It's another thing to fight a fighter who is not going to knock you out, but is going to almost certainly devalue your commercial value because of the fact he's likely to beat his opponent. But yet, what do you get for it? That's the problem.
Well, you know what? To your point, before I talk about the tweet that I didn't save, but that is in my mind, this guy brought up a point here because, again, Shakur Stevenson was on one of his moods the other day talking about criticizing Conor Benn. And he said this about Conor Benn. He said, if he makes it 12 rounds with me, I'll be disappointed in myself, laughing emoji. So this guy came back and said, everybody makes it 12 rounds against you. That's what he said. And then he says, damn near Padley almost did until his corner stopped it prematurely. Then wasn't even hurt. Conor Benn would for sure last 12 rounds with this as well. He ain't stopping anyone again. The Teo fight showed everyone that. Now, the Teofimo Lopez fight showed us that Shakur Stevenson is very good defensively. I mean, if you didn't already know it, and that he can do it at the highest level. But to Lion Legal's point, people already forgot about it. No one's talking about, hey, remember when he beat Teofimo Lopez? I mean, at least with Crawford, for example, when he outboxed Canelo, they always have that 9th round or whatever. When he countered him with that left hand, that's the one that they always. At least there was that moment with Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. I haven't even seen anybody posting clips on that fight because it was so uneventful. And
yeah,
yes,
Apologies, please, please continue.
Well, just real quick then. So somebody said that apparently, because Shakur Stevenson posted some sort of cryptic comment. He said, when I'm down, people come at me, but when other people are down, I've never gone at them before. So it's almost he was complaining about the fact that he's searching for a fight and there's nothing set. I mean, remember he fought last January, at the end of January, and there haven't been any rumblings about what's down the pipeline for him. And so it seems as if what Lion Lee was saying is correct. Maybe he proved that, okay, he could sell New York, the Madison Square Garden against Teofimo Lopez, but he's already stunk out the joint in his hometown where people were walking away. As much as they're trying to push him, and when I say they, I'm talking about the media, as much as the media apparatus is trying to push him as this dazzling fighter, this wizard of defense, which he is, that doesn't sell. This isn't basketball or NBA or NFL or Major League Baseball, NHL, team sports. It doesn't matter how they win. People just want their team to win, their hometown team to win. It's not the same thing in boxing. It's not just winning. It's about how you win. And for all of Shakur Stevenson's defensive wizardry, he's just not dazzling the people the way that he thinks they should be. And so I'm thinking it's going to be very hard to find him he's going to have to fight top opponents from here on in. Because that's the only way there's going to be some sort of intrigue. Oh, can he do this?
Well, I mean, he's asking for fucking catchweights, man.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Does he actually really want to fight somebody?
Yeah. That is utterly ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. And I would say that I saw the tweet had a lot of unsavory language. I don't support the use of the N-word myself. But going on from that, you just hit the point on the head. The only way that Shakur Stevenson will be able to now fight top opponents is if he's, well, in fact, I was about to say if he's the mandatory, but he's not even the mandatory because he has the belts. So he'd have to be facing mandatories, but that a lot of people who are in that position are not very good or not well-known names. So obviously, because of the fact he's getting on in age, he doesn't want to be getting into fights that are not going to generate the right commercial value for him to effectively want to be in them. So he is in between a rock and a hard place. And part of it is probably because maybe he doesn't have the natural power that you need in these kind of fights. There are some fighters who don't have knockout power, but are still entertaining, like Devin Haney, for example. Haney at least tries to knock people out, even though it's very difficult for him. And he does have sufficient power to hurt people. He even almost knocked out Brian Norman in his last fight. Kerr has almost, apart from, I forgot the champion that he beat to get the belt, who beat Carl Frampton, Jamal Herring.
Yeah, right.
Apart from that fight, you've not seen Shakur Stevenson in any other fight where he looks as if he's about to knock out a top opponent who is well known. The best thing for him to have done would have been to fight somebody like Gervonta Davis or a person in which people expect that there could be difficulty in Shakur Stevenson defeating that person. Now that he's beaten Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis is not really fighting anymore, there are not a lot of interesting fights for him to be involved. I mean, is anybody going to be that interested in facing Conor Benn? I'd like to see Conor Benn lose because I don't think he's a serious opponent at all. But aside from that, who else is out there?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
why isn't the mainstream media pushing for some big fights? They treat him like a baby or something. Like, oh, you can do whatever you want. Oh, it's okay. You want to challenge this guy 144? Yeah,
you just said it.
Let me tell you something.
But I was going to say,
in boxing, there should be no catchweight.
Let Frank go in. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, no, BDI. It sounds like you're acting surprised, or we're acting surprised. You're one of the few places that I heard. That's why I'm here is because we've been saying how this guy operates. Him, Keisha Davis. They already know Tank Davis has been choosy, but I'm not surprised, man. We've seen this movie before with Fraud Mayweather. These guys are strategic.
Yeah, and there's no pushback.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mayweather was not a runner. Mayweather was not a runner.
That's not what I said. I said he was strategic.
You said fraud May runner. That's what you called him.
He was an absolute runner.
That is what you called him. Anyway,
he ran from my. He's a runner. He's a big runner.
He's not a runner. He's not a runner. No, he's not.
I'll tell you why. You don't want me to tell you why. You don't want me to tell you.
He's running from Manny Pacquiao as we speak.
You're telling me he's not a runner. I'm telling you he's
running
a runner.
from Manny Pacquiao as we speak.
He's a fucking runner. It's ridiculous.
Okay,
Oh my God. He
so
ran. He took
if you
it.
look,
He took. Even De La Hoya said
He's
it. There
trying to
was a
run away
rematch
with
clause.
he's trying to run away with Netflix's money
They
as
wanted
we
to-
speak. He's actually a runner.
All right, listen. We're gonna get into the.
so if you look at
Yeah,
the
we are,
beginning
man.
of
We are
Floyd
because we gotta establish
Mayweather's career.
some rules. Yeah, this is what happens
Okay,
when
can
the
I
media
speak?
doesn't push back. This is what happens when the media doesn't push back. You know, you have all these fighters doing whatever the fuck they want, and then complaining about their careers. Mayweather was a runner. He retired
No,
for
he
a year, so
wasn't.
he couldn't.
Canelo was a runner. Canelo never faced
Well,
Benavidez.
okay,
Canelo
just
was
let
a
me
runner.
finish,
Mayweather's
man.
no.
People are listening to this shit. So, anyways, this guy, he retired for a year just so he could avoid the rematch with De La Hoya. And then he retired as well at the same time. He retired just because he also didn't want to fight Margarito and Paul Williams. Now people are gonna say like, "Who the fuck is that?" Oh, Margarito, he lost against this guy and that guy. Blah, blah, blah. All these excuses. These guys had different styles, and I know some people on this channel always say styles make fights. Well, that's right. The style makes fights. So we wanted to see Floyd fight a tall guy like Paul Williams, 6 foot. How tall was that guy? 6'1"?
6'1", something about
like. You know, Margarito, pressure fighter. He fought a bunch of guys there. He was on the roll. Even Joshua Clottey would have been an interesting fight back then. But he retired, so he's a runner. And then the Pacquiao fight, he never fought Pacquiao until they were both pretty much not in their prime anymore. And so, yeah, and then the way he fought, I mean, yeah, sometimes he didn't run like Shakur, but he clinched. And so basically that meant he didn't want to fight. Right? If you're constantly clinching, you're avoiding a fight. So, I mean, yeah, this guy was a mess. Yeah, go ahead.
So as far as him not being able to face tall fighters, he actually would have dealt with tall fighters easily as he did with Diego Corrales.
No, don't say he would have did it.
That
No,
was
they were
don't
smaller
interrupt
guys.
me.
You
Don't
can't say that
interrupt
for them.
me. I can't
Because
shout
you're
over
saying
you.
ignorant,
Jimmy.
stupid
Oh
shit.
my God!
You're saying he
Jesus
would have.
Christ.
That
What
was
an
his
idiot.
whole career was
All right, go
built
ahead.
on. Oh, he lost
Go
this.
ahead.
So let's take
Enjoy.
that guy.
All right, enjoy
Yeah,
the conversation.
thank you.
All right,
Exactly.
cool. Anyway, so back to what I was saying.
Well, let Lion finish.
So
Let Lion finish. Go
he
ahead.
dealt. No, well, like this is his IQ showing, but he dealt easily with Diego Corrales in the fight, and he faced every challenge so much so that to this day, boxing writers who make a living talking about this subject and know it in depth constantly rank him as one of the greatest fighters ever. They would not do so if they felt he had refused challenges. How did he get the title in the first place if he's refusing to face top challenges? Now, the latter part of his career, it
Because
was
he
tougher
beat a
to make.
12-guy Baltimore. He
Anyway,
fought Baltimore.
so
We got the title from.
okay.
Well, okay,
Okay,
Lion,
I'm just
you're
going
making
to.
a lot of Lion. You're saying
you.
he shouldn't have fought this guy because you think he would have defeated them. Hold on, you're saying he shouldn't have fought he beat Corrales, so for you that was enough. There was no need to fight all these other guys
I'm
anymore,
not saying
right?
that.
Because
Towards the end of his
that's how
career,
it sounds. That's how it sounds.
hold up. So, like towards the end of his career, it was much more difficult for him to make these fights because of the fact that there was
How is it more difficult if he's the cash cow? He was the A side.
You're
You
saying
sound
that he should have
stupid.
faced
Like, come on, this guy's just ignorant.
Margarito was caught cheating. Margarito was caught cheating several, in the Cotto fight, he had hand wraps that were apparently had material of plaster of Paris. In addition to that, in the Shane Mosley fight, he had the same thing. I will never, ever, ever fault a boxer for not fighting a person who not only cheats, but cheats in such a way that he endangers the lives of his opponents. So Margarito, to me, is not even somebody that could be put in the conversation at all. As far as the other people that he faced the best of the best. Maybe he could have done it at a different time, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in boxing. Do I think that somebody at Floyd Mayweather's stature is scared to get in and face people? Of course not. No. In fact, he showed more fortitude than Canelo has shown. Canelo should have faced David Benavidez, but refused to this point. And why does Mayweather not want to face Pacquiao?
What does Canelo have to do with
fight on Netflix? Because of the financial position.
What does that have to do with it?
In a negative
Just stick to
All right. Listen, I gotta intervene.
Let me talk. BDA. No, we're gonna talk about this. Mayweather retired for a year Did Canelo ever retire for a year to avoid certain fighters
He's allowed
that
to
you
retire.
didn't like or whatever, or that
He
you
breaks
thought
his hand.
he never did it?
He
Now,
retired because
and
he
then
broke
I
his
don't,
hand.
it doesn't matter what you think about. Oh, well, I think he would have beat them, or this guy is a cheater, so he shouldn't have fought him. I mean, we can get into the Margarito thing. I mean, again, they found traces of something. They never found anything, like cast or anything. That's why he still boxed, by the way. Or else he would have been completely like he would have been arrested for, and he wouldn't have fought in the U.S. or in Mexico ever, anywhere. So I mean, so you better get that story straight. And the reality
it's
is,
widely he's a cheater.
All right, let me intervene. Let me intervene and don't let me intervene. Let me intervene and don't let me intervene and don't interrupt me, please. Let me intervene.
Why he still fought in the U.S. Then I want to know why he still fought in the U.S.
This all started.
Why was he arrested?
Okay, boxing is a corrupt sport.
Arrested?
Boxing is a corrupt.
But you love all these writers that write all these stories, beautiful stories about Mayweather, right? There's no corruption there's no bias in these writers either. Everything's beautiful with that, right?
Anyway, so back to Margarito.
Hold on. Let me speak now, because you guys keep interrupting me. First of all, this all started because he said Mayweather's not a runner. Then first of all, it's been proven that he's ran in fast, really fun in a negative style. Then he turned into, he never avoided the best. Let me just say this. First of all, boxing is a corrupt sport, but not corrupt enough where if a guy is found cheating, nothing's going to happen. Look at Luis Resto and what was the guy named that got caught with the Panama Lewis, his trainer. Those guys one of them was arrested. I think both were arrested and banned from boxing for life. So there is something to be said there about assault and the authorities taking care of that. I mean, again, Margarito was found with traces of something in the gloves. There was no plaster of Paris there, and there's no proof that plaster of Paris actually would have been effective for him. That's number one. Because again, you guys were all over the place. Second of all, Mayweather beat Corrales. He refused. Again, this goes back to what we were talking about the catch weights and the dehydration clauses. He didn't fight him at 135. Corrales was having a hard time making 130. He wanted to fight at 135. And James Prince, who at the time managed Mayweather, said, and he said this on the Joe Rogan podcast, that he told Mayweather, no. We know that this guy's having difficulty making 130. Let's fight him at 130. So he didn't really want to fight him at his best. So again, if you want to talk about Canelo avoiding Benavidez, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, everything we've been saying about the Benavidez-Canelo negotiations for years about how it seemed as if the Benavidez team was intent on sabotaging the own negotiations when they demanded TV rights from Canelo, even though Canelo was the A side. And we just saw recently Samson Lukowicz, Benavidez's promoter, saying the same thing with Sebastian Fundora about how, well, if these other guys like Jerron Ennis and Ortiz that want to fight us, it's got to beat the PBC. Who are they to dictate anything when the PBC and he's barely making 4 shows a year? So this whole thing it's a dirty sport, and some people seem to just go along with the narratives. But if you got to really look into this with a discerning eye. So again, I don't want to talk about Mayweather. Can we move on from the Mayweather thing, Bucho? Can we do that?
Because this goes on with
we can move on.
We
can move on, but he's the best of the last 30 years. So take it or leave it. It doesn't matter if you.
Pacquiao is much better than him.
That's ridiculous.
You are joking. You're a joker.
That's a ridiculous statement.
I mean, ridiculous. That guy did Pacquiao clinching to save his fucking ass in a fight?
Manny was the fighter of the decade.
Below the waist.
That's already known.
I mean,
everyone knows that.
It's ridiculous.
He's a fighter of the fucking
decade. Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, I think I know why you don't support Mayweather. I just figured it out. I know why you don't support him. I know why you don't support him.
Because he's black, right? Because he's black.
Yeah, I mean, come on, get out of here.
No, because he fights like a bitch. That's why.
I can show you the fights, man. The fucking
boring. Won every fight. He's won every fight that he's had so far.
Who clinches like that? Who clinches? Could you imagine, like?
First of all, I thought he lost. I thought he lost to Jose Luis Castillo. That's my opinion. I punch stats also proved that. I thought he lost to Marcos Maidana in the first fight, and I think that he could have lost to Manny Pacquiao in their fight. So this flawless reputation that he has, in order for it to be flawless, everybody has to agree with you, and not everybody agrees with you. You would say that, right?
He left.
Yeah, of course he left.
All right, Butcher, you let me know when we can move on from this,
it's
man.
Funny how, like, if you criticize Floyd, it's like, oh my God, are you serious? Can't believe you're saying it. You're crazy. It's like, guy, go watch a Mayweather fight. Go watch a Pacquiao fight. We did some videos on that shit. That guy's like literally clinching to survive. And then you're supposed to tell me he's winning on the ring generalship criteria? Like, he's in control?
Dude, listen,
like, hell no.
you know how ridiculous it is for these people to, like, get upset when you criticized Floyd Mayweather. Go watch an interview with his uncle. Roger Mayweather, who's dead now, right? And when they asked him who was better, they were asking him of guys in the past, the Roberto Durans, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and he said it very casually. Nah, my nephew's not better than those guys. That's it. He just said it very calm, very relaxed. Like he's not better than those dudes. Of course not. He's not. He's not that
the best
guy.
of this?
He's never
when you
been
have a
that.
guy like Pacquiao, like yeah, go ahead.
Look, in boxing, which is fighting, you got to have a combination of two. You got to be a fighter, got to be a boxer. You got to know how to win on points. It's got to all intertwine. Floyd was not that guy. Could he show it in spots against certain type of fighters? Of course. But to say that he's a complete fighter, like the Manny Pacquiaos of the world, the guys that I just mentioned, no, of course not. He wasn't that guy. He couldn't pull it off.
And even Pacquiao, I mean, some people were gonna say, "Well, Floyd beat Pacquiao," which I don't think he did now. But like,
I don't think he did.
Pacquiao,
either. Yeah.
Pacquiao won at 40. Title at 40 years old.
Right.
Pacquiao just had a fight with Mario Barrios, who he could have beat him. I mean, some people said he actually beat the guy. So that's his level, that's his legacy. And when it comes to Floyd, it's like, oh well, he beat Pacquiao in a shitty fight, and then what? Like he was like clinching against some of these guys. Sure, he looked like impressive against, but even then, like Robert Guerrero. Let's break that down. Let's see. Was that fight something memorable? I think he should have stopped the guy. To be honest, he should have stopped Robert Guerrero. That's just an example. So,
yeah, I agree.
I was not really impressed with this guy. To be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Most impressive win with
okay.
Diego Corrales. Diego Corrales had issues going into that fight. That was his most impressive win in terms of like fighting somebody at his level, prime for prime.
But yeah, that was a fight that like propelled him. But then, like, why am I talking about Mayweather and Robert Guerrero? Because Robert Guerrero was so beneath Floyd. He should have done more. He should have got this guy out of
knocked
there.
his ass out.
How? Yes. Why was Floyd able? Why was Pacquiao able to beat up and even stop a lot some junior welterweights and welterweights? Why was he able to beat up a guy like Margarito at 150? That was a junior middleweight.
At a catchweight at 150.
See the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the guy outweighed him by 20 pounds in the ring.
Exactly. So see that puts Pacquiao above Mayweather. I'm saying Mayweather is a bomb. He had good reflexes and a lot, his skills, but not enough to pull off what.
What they want about Margarito. Margarito was a demon. That dude was a demon.
Yeah.
I ain't say he's the greatest fighter in the world, but in order to beat Margarito, you had to kill that dude.
Even in the second Cotto fight, Margarito was making a comeback, man. And then they stopped the fight because of the eye, because the eye was fucked up. I don't think he shouldn't.
Yeah, look, it was fucked up. It was fucked up, but it just goes to show you your point is well taken. Like he had to take his foot off the pedal and probably even show Margarito some mercy. And look at the size difference in that fucking fight, bro. Just look at the size difference. And don't give me that, Mayweather would have beat him too. Mayweather didn't. That's the point. Mayweather never tried.
He did. Exactly. That's why, yeah. Oh, but he fought Corrales, in the, 3000 BC. I mean, like, that was his first big fight. After that.
Yeah, he fought a weight drain Corrales, and Corrales was never a great fighter. So why do people keep harping on that win? Who gives a shit?
If we're talking about Robert Guerrero, this is someone that Orlando Salido was beating up at 126.
Beat up.
Exactly.
Beat up.
There you go.
Fast. Yeah.
The guy was a featherweight.
Well, I mean, listen, the Corrales win at the time, it was two undefeated guys going at it, but then it subsequently came out that this is coming from James Prince's mouth. He said, look, I advised Mayweather not to take the fight at 135, instead do 130 because Corrales couldn't make 130 anymore without killing himself. So,
yeah, he was trained. It was a known thing that he was dead in the ring.
All right, and by the way, so we're talking about Shakur Stevenson, how he claims to be a demon. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Shakur Stevenson has claimed for years not to be this demon who's gonna, like, I'm paraphrasing here the word now. I'm using the word that recognizes through, because that's the way he presents himself, Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna whoop this guy. I'm gonna whoop your favorite fighters. Nobody can stop me. Blah blah blah. But now he's talking about catch weights against not only against Devin Haney, but against Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. Why does he need catch weights and rehydrations for those guys? Those guys are supposed to be beneath him.
They all could beat him. That's basically it. They all could beat him.
That's the way he seems to be looking at it. Now, a guy that I think has a good style to beating him, because we saw the hell that Cepeda gave, what's his name? Shakur Stevenson. Somebody like Antuanne Russell, who I don't think he's as vicious a body puncher as Cepeda, but he does have faster hands and a little bit more and more athleticism. So that's a fight that would be interesting to see. However, about a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, when Antuanne Russell beat Hiraoka, let me refresh people's memories. This is what he had to say about a potential Shakur Stevenson fight.
You know, I feel like the build-up is the excitement. I said, let me get Dalton Smith or Richard Hitchens, you know, and Shakur, he can be last. Why? Because he worked his way up to the position and earned the credentials that he has. He's number 3 ranked pound for pound. I take my hat off to every participant in this profession, because everything that they earned it through and through. You can't take it away from them. So Shakur, man, keep representing the 140 division. Now that you're in the division, keep making us look good. And I'm going to do the same.
I don't understand what he says, making us look good, but essentially that's why we talked about it afterwards. Why isn't he insisting on fighting Shakur Stevenson? I mean, he's the darling of the media. Again, that's one of the problems with the media, is that they tend to overhype certain people or protect them from certain things. And it's the same thing here with, Antuanne Russell. So that's what he said, and we criticize him for it. And somebody was going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, maybe that was his nice way of saying, listen, man, I want to fight you. Let's get in the ring.
Well, maybe or maybe not, because then recently he was on the Mill City Boxing podcast, and they asked him about it, and to clarify, he had to clarify his position about it. So here is Antuanne Russell talking about, clarifying what he meant by those comments, and he's got an earring on, a nose earring on. For some reason, I don't know why. I suspect certain people on this panel used to have nose rings. I'm not gonna say who, but I suspect some.
Two.
All right. Bucho, Frank, Fu, Sobers, have you ever had a negative?
Yeah, never had a nose ring.
Come on, man.
What do I change it and put diamonds one day and tassels the next? I mean, I match it with my shoes.
Someone's
ring.
Oh, okay, there you go. See? Yeah, I knew he was gonna go there.
BDA has a tongue ring. I've seen it.
Come on, what the fuck? Nipple rings.
Nah. I never had a tongue ring. No.
Like Cuomo. What's his name? The New York governor. They were saying that.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew that guy was a fucking weird dude.
Well, allegedly, people saw he had a tight shirt on one day, and people said
you can see the bars. He had bars in there.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Imagine he has a dungeon under his house.
Hey, by the way, good stream yesterday. Good stream yesterday, Real Food TV. Shout out to.
Thanks.
Again, I don't know how he finds his videos of girls working out with thongs on. Yeah. So.
Real quick. Hey, fool, why did you get mad that I gave it a -0? You asked for.
No, I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad. I was just, I'm just joking around. I was expecting that. No, I was expecting that. I act surprised. I'm like, what? A 0 for this?
I like that video he was playing of Afro Anglo guy rapping about how don't judge banging trannies, and the guy says in the lyrics, he says, "I gave up coochie years ago" or something like that. And then I don't know where Fu pauses and he goes, "I don't know. I don't want to sound mean or anything, but that guy looks like he stinks." Why did you have to point out that the guy smells bad? That's a classic Real Food TV right there. Everybody go check it out. All right, back to the subject at hand. This is Antuanne Russell explaining why he said he wants Shakur Stevenson last.
Becoming undisputed. Now, I named those champions in order. I said I will fight Dalton Smith. Why? Because I will wash him up real quick. Go out England, UK, wherever. Wash him up in his hometown. Get the international money. Boom. Come back here. Have hometown, basically. Boom. Backyard still. New York. The Barclay. See Richard Hitchens. Come on, unification. Let's get it. Come on, unification. Let's get it. Come on, unification. Let's get it. I got 2 belts now. Let's get it done.
You need a beat in here.
He's doing it a cappella.
Get his title. And
It's like the
Shakur,
beginning of one of those old Wu-Tang songs.
Yeah.
You know this dude? I don't know if you guys are familiar with DC lingo. They always say, boom, let's get it. Boom, let's get it.
I say that too.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's a thing in the city. I think I picked it up from people.
That's what
Well, I
Republic.
noticed they've been saying that for like since forever, bro. Forever.
Boom.
I've noticed that
Boom.
Republican boomers also say the same thing, but when somebody drops a fact, they go boom. It's like, why boom? Boom.
Oh,
I think I said that for years.
Boom.
It's like what's his name? The drug dealer in Training Day, right? Before when Denzel Washington tells Jake, shoot him. And the guy goes, oh, you want me to shoot him? And then he pretends to shoot him and goes, bang, boom. That's what it always reminds me of. Boom. What was the guy's name? The guy that he killed? The drug dealer.
Shit.
But anyway, who cares? Let's keep watching this.
I said him last. Why? Because it need to be a build-up. They still criticize Shakur for his victories. You can't take away from what he's done. 3 division champion, stuff like that. Like,
why do they look like they look like Star Wars characters?
Oh, come on.
What does
that mean, man?
The one on the bottom looks like a Klingon.
BDA, he's underselling Shakur a little bit. He said 3-way champion. Isn't it 4?
Yeah, you're right. I guess he doesn't count I think the first 2 belts he won, I think they were vacant or something like that. Or even the 135 one. I think the one. I know. I forget. I don't pay attention to these belts.
You can't dispute what he did. He got the titles.
He got some stupid titles. Who cares?
Yeah.
He got it. The credentials.
4 divisions now.
That's all these guys could talk about. Though, yeah, he sucks and he's boring, but he got those titles.
Yeah, that's how much they were. That's how hypnotized and brainwashed they've been. That's why we're trying to do the BDA Ultra deprogramming here to get these people back on track. But it's difficult.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
So is Gary asking for a fight? What is he trying to say? That he doesn't want to fight?
That's a good question, Frank, because he's been talking for a minute. He's been talking for a minute and he hasn't really said anything. So check this out.
Exactly. You got to get this man his flowers right now. Y'all can hate on him, say he can't punch, say he run. Don't matter. They say the same thing about Floyd. Guess what? The only one giving him the credentials, he earned them. And he got him.
So there you go. So he's saying that, hey, look, listen, the guy, you can't take anything away from him. Then why don't you want to fight him? Why? And so his whole thing is the buildup. And I think he reiterates that here near the end.
Yeah, I can't say nothing about that. I say I will fight Shakur last because I want that to be a buildup. So when I do see him,
oh my God,
the fans can't dispute who he's fighting.
I want the
every
bag.
time we see I think every time we see Shakur in the ring, it's a build down.
It's a tearing down. Yeah, you're right.
He should probably jump on that opportunity.
What you call a build up, we call a build down.
Yeah.
It's a build down, really.
People fall down because they're asleep. You're right, man. So you get the gist of it. There's still about like 30 seconds of it. I think you get the gist of it. He's saying that he wants a build up, but like some people were commenting here in the comment section, they were saying, well, wait a minute. Why does he think, the best laid plans, right, don't usually work out. This dude is first of all, he thinks Dalton Smith is going to beat Puello. That's not a given. But even, let's say whoever wins that fight, it's not a given that they're going to fight Gervonta Russell. Then he mentioned another fight, right? I think it was Richardson Hitchens. Like, why does he think that those fights are all just going to align in today's boxing climate? And because again, we've seen fights before get marinated and then it never happened because, surprise, surprise, somebody loses. In fact, Gervonta Russell has already lost, so it's not impossible that it can happen again, and then we never see that Shakur Stevenson fight. So I don't understand why he's insisting on, no, we got to build up the fight. It seldom works that way. If the opportunity presents itself, take it. But he doesn't even seem to be wanting to push for that opportunity, which is bizarre.
I get it, BDA.
Well,
I just have a conspiracy theory about it. I think there may be some kind of brotherhood, and I mean a brotherhood. My uncles have been following boxing, and they told me that it exists. They fought, and they told me it exists. They just want there to be one, and they'll choose the one, and they'll do their best to protect them.
Well, he did say
that's why you hear these kind of this talk.
It's a hierarchy, right? Like, in other words, as long as it's one of us, that's okay.
Yeah, sort of. It's a conspiracy theory, but a theory nonetheless.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's the narrative is always, well, Afro-Anglo fighters are superior, but they don't want to fight each other. So are they? Let's say that it's true that they are superior. Then why don't they want to fight each other? That's like me when I spar all these kids in the gym and I always beat them up. And it's like, well, why am I only doing that? Because I don't want to spar everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with these guys. Why are they taking on the easy route? If Afro Anglos are so superior, and first of all, somebody in the chat says, "What's his name?" Hurricane Hank says he's drunk. I don't know if he's drunk. Why do people got to jump to that conclusion? But yeah, I don't know if he's drunk or not. But it does seem like they don't want to fight each other. And then on top of that, he said in the first interview after the Hiroka fight that I played earlier, he said, "Keep making us look good." So maybe Frank's onto something here. Maybe there's I don't know. Listen, years ago we had Agent Apex calling in, talking about that there was a celestial cult within the PBC, the cult of Mandingo or something like that. He said, and that it was the Yellow Sunrise cult. I think that's what it was called. And I never really paid too much attention to it. But now that Frank's bringing it up, might be something to it. You never know. You just
Probably
never know. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was Teofimo Lopez says a Haney fight in 2025. Okay, somebody said on Twitter that Teofimo Lopez rejected a Haney fight in 2025 in part because he said that the money that had been promised by Turki Al-Sheikh was no longer on the table. So partially because of that, he said, "No, I don't want to fight Haney." And people called him a duck. Now Haney apparently is rejecting the Romero fight for similar reasons. And some people aren't calling him a duck. Now, I have seen plenty of people calling him a duck and criticizing him for it, but it is interesting sometimes how what goes around comes around. And Haney can't seem to find a place to land.
Yeah, Haney ruined his reputation, bro. But he does price himself out of a lot of fights. He wants a lot of money, you know, and he's not worth that much. He's a co-main event at best. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did with Ryan Garcia and Rolly when he fought he wasn't even a co-main event in that one, actually.
That's true, yeah.
He wasn't, but that's where he's at right now, you know.
Well, and listen, I might as well play this now because this is the apropos to what we were talking about Shakur Stevenson not wanting to fight his brothers, and Antuanne Russell doesn't seem to want to do it and all that. And we were talking about Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. So this is really stirring up a storm on Twitter right now. This is Teofimo Lopez on the comeback trail here, making a video, being interviewed. And check out what he had to say about the Mayweather effect.
How do we call these other fighters greats and so on and so forth? From the 80s, down from the 70s, 60s, and so on and so forth. Even the early 2000s, how do we say that these guys were all great and this and that, and this guy's a legend and respected and all across the world, but yet they have so many losses?
Because they fought everyone.
So what changes different now?
The Floyd effect.
You mean the black effect? You mean the black effect?
The Floyd effect.
Black effect. You mean the black effect?
So he went there, and this is after people were making fun of him for, he was saying that I apologize for slavery and all that. People were making fun of him. Well, now people are back angry at him because he just says whatever he feels like. So what do you guys think about that?
He's back, baby. He's back.
Knock him out of the race.
He said, we got him back.
Knock him out. Knock him out.
First of all, he's a clown. He is a clown. But he is telling the truth. I mean, a clown could tell the truth. Oh, my
God. He's done it again.
A clown could tell the truth if you ask him to.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, he's been saying that for a long time, that kind of thing. That's why Tim Bradley.
Is what he's saying right or wrong?
Is he right or wrong? He's right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just saw an example of Gary Antuanne Russell saying he doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. He wants to build it up and make us look good and all that. So, I mean, there's some evidence to prove that maybe Teofimo Lopez is onto something.
When you look at De La Hoya's losses, you say, damn, he fought all those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You look at Manny Pacquiao and you say, he got some losses. He fought all those dudes.
Sugar Robinson has a bunch of losses. He dared to be great, moving up to 175, couldn't pull it off. But hey, nobody's denying that he's great because he lost to fucking Joey Maxim, trying to take that 175-pound strap.
Yeah, but again, they use those losses against the fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, this guy lost. Oh, well, you gotta take points, -5 points. Oh, another loss, -5 points. Floyd undefeated. Oh, he's like a god. He's godlike.
Mm-hmm.
He's a god.
That's not how he works.
Well, that's the main problem too. Is that these guys don't fight enough? I mean, back in the 40s, 50s, these guys were fighting about 10 times per year, and that's why it was impressive. What I mentioned.
Imagine boxing was a championship, right? Like at the end of the year, there's one champion. You think all these boxers would be champion every single year? You think Floyd would be champion every single year?
No.
No, of course not.
Yeah, these guys used to defend the championship once or twice per year, and the rest of those fights were non-title fights. It was an event to see a defense. But nowadays, these guys fight twice a year. So if you look like crap in one of those, and it happens to be the last one you had in the year, then that's all people remember you for the rest of the year. So it would behoove people to be fighting more often. But then again, that's another complicated subject for another episode, with the economics of boxing and all that. But nevertheless, that the point remains that we're in a bad spot right now, and it's true. So a lot of people are fearful of losing that And I mean, and it's not just whether because if you're an Afro, because some people were saying that in the comment section of that video, it's like, well, it only applies to Afro-Anglo fighters. Not necessarily so. Look at Tyson Fury. He was never exactly the most entertaining guy, but he relied on that. Now that he's lost it against Usyk, he has lost a lot of shine, a lot of cachet, a lot of flair because of that.
But that's kind of the short game, right? Because Floyd right now is showing that doesn't really help you in the long run. You just avoid fights. I mean, he's feeling it. Like Manny Pacquiao's probably more wealthy than Floyd is.
You know what's not aging well?
Right?
Julio, you know what's not aging well?
Food.
You can't eat legacy. Well, what are you eating?
That's what he thought. I guess that was wrong.
That's a good point.
Even Ali right now, his name holds weight. If somebody took his name and his likeness and put it on a pair of sneakers or whatever, it's going to be worth something. Floyd Mayweather now, not too much. Unless if it's like, the Nike symbol or the Jordan symbol, but it'd be like Floyd with his hand up and it'll be like a woman. Like he's going to slap her.
Come on, man. But
that was
guess what? Deep. And it says, guess what?
BDA,
what's
the question?
The brand's called Smack. Smack.
BDA, what's the question?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what was the question.
The Mayweather effect.
There was no question.
Not what you were talking about. What Tio said. Look, man, it's like anything, right? Why is McDonald's great? They built a system. It's not about hamburgers, you know what I'm saying? Real estate, but also you build a system, and they figured out with the Mayweather effect. They figured out how to build a fighter and sell them to the masses, to the casuals. But what they didn't account for is social media now. So now the fans have a voice, and we can see through the, like what's going on in the world. We see through the veil, if that's getting too deep. So now we've woken up to the shenanigans in the boxing game.
You know what?
That makes sense.
We woke up a long time ago, but a lot of people are starting to wake up now. And I think that's part of the BDA deprogramming sessions that are going on right now, that we're doing right now, the BDA Ultra deprogramming sessions. But you're right, Frank. I can't harp on this enough. It's time to call out the media once again, because they're the ones that don't do this type of stuff. Like earlier, you guys were getting into it with Lion Legal about Mayweather, and he said, he used the argument that, these respected writers, first of all, there's not that many respected writers anymore, but the respected writers, they gloat about or they write about Mayweather with a lot of praise. They shower him with praise. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. ESPN said of Devin Haney's performance against Brian Norman, which was marred by constant clinching, they said that it was a brilliant display of boxing. So forgive me if I don't take the word of a lot of these so-called brilliant writers with a whole grain of salt, because I mean, it's a lot of these dudes don't even know the basic rules of boxing. I don't even think they know what real boxing is, the way they talk about Haney's brilliant performance.
Yeah, a lot of them are afraid of criticizing certain boxers because they don't want to piss them off. They want to be part of the community. They want to keep getting invited into these places, and so
it was the HBO Fire Your Ass effect, right?
Showtime. Let's not forget Showtime. Don't forget
That's
Showtime.
Where it all started. Was that HBO should fire your ass? Remember that? They don't
HBO was like, oh my god, we need to do something about this.
This is why that guy. What's that dude's name? There's some commentator. I see him all the time on the show, Max Kellerman. And now he's like kissing Shakur's ass. Before that, he was very critical of him.
Oh, Mike Coppinger is doing that?
Yeah, Coppinger. Remember that?
Huh.
He was like,
all
these
yeah.
him, and now he's just kissing this guy's ass.
Well, they gave him that directive.
I don't hate you. You changed. That's why I'm praising you now, because you're actually showing us you can stand toe to toe.
I have black
now.
friends.
I saw you in that. I saw you in that Zepeda fight. You look great. Laying up on those ropes.
I have black friends that look like you.
You proved me wrong. You proved me wrong.
I have a black friend. I have a black friend. I have a black butler. I mean a friend.
Hey, by the way, yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, man. But don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Shout out to Rooster Tiger Karate. Shout out to Rooster Tiger Karate for his contribution to the super chat. Nice. And he says, what's he saying? He says, those oh geez, Luis, all right. Those riders, he says, also praise Israel. There you go. So let me put up. Shout out to Rooster Tiger Karate for his contribution with the super chat, and thank you for getting us shut down. And let me just put the disclaimer here. There you go. There's a disclaimer right there. Legally, I have to read any super chat that comes our way. All right, so don't shoot the messenger, as it were.
We know.
But shout out to Rooster Tiger Karate.
When you're claiming to be one of the greatest fighters of all time, you take on all challenges. You don't make up your own rules to make these fights happen. If you want to go up in weight and you want to challenge yourself to be the best, like the Pacquiaos of the world and everybody else that did it, you don't say, well, yeah, I'll do it at a catchweight. I'm just gonna do all these fights at a catchweight.
Exactly. I mean, come on, the catchweight thing. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it, and it's getting to the point where I might do something about it. And somebody try to stop me.
Fight? Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, man. Don't do it.
No, yeah, don't get involved with this. Who you are? And by the way, somebody said Julio earlier. I said, who's Julio? I don't know any Julio.
Who the hell?
I know Real Food TV. That's who I know.
Yeah, really. That's
but,
weird. That's weird.
okay. But the point is this, man.
You know what? One thing you'll never hear in a Shakur fight. You know what you'll never hear?
What's that?
Throw in the damn towel.
That's
But
true.
on his end, unless
His
it's him that's getting
his mother named him Julio. I'm gonna call him Julio.
Ah, come on. What's going on here?
No. They're what the hell?
You gotta go with a professional name.
You gotta go with my stage name, bro.
That's right. The stage name, the moniker.
Yeah, that's the stage name.
I mean, his name is not recognized.
And you got to respect the Fu persona. Oh,
this guy's last name Matrix.
Yeah,
John Matrix. It's John
Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
What, do you think I can smell him? I did. But here's the thing, man. We gotta one of the things. One of the things you were training Matrix. No, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about too is, and again, this sort of came out of left field because we thought that it was going to be Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. At least that's what Ryan Garcia said. So take what he says with a grain of salt. But according to Boxing Scene, Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are well into talks for a summer showdown. And apparently what they're saying is that it's close to August. It's when it may happen, August 2026. So guys, what do you think about this fight? And
far, huh?
Yeah.
Conor Benn's got to heal. He's all
great
he's
fight.
all broken up.
A great fight in terms of
that fight's gonna happen.
Amazing headbutt contest. I mean, this guy all cut it with headbutts.
I think that
with that head.
That fight's gonna happen.
How did you guys see the fight? How did you get? Sorry, just quickly. How did you see Conor against Progre?
He looked like garbage. I thought he looked kind of like garbage. Conor Benn.
Mm-hmm.
Conor Benn looked garbage. Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to hurt the guy. Gave it to him. He was going for the finish, but he couldn't do it. I think Ryan's gonna knock that guy out.
Yeah.
Ryan. What do you guys know the guy? Ryan?
My boy.
Garcia.
Ryan. My boy Ryan.
Garcia.
I think
my homeboy Ryan's gonna win that one.
I think RG is gonna knock him out.
RG. My boy RG.
I concur with you, recognize.
First of all,
but
yes.
I mean, if Conor Benn gets knocked out, he looks like Simon Phoenix.
Talented.
If he gets knocked out, I keep saying Progre. If Conor Benn gets knocked out, what happens to his brand at this point? Because he hasn't done anything other than fight Chris Eubank Jr. Mm-hmm. And imagine he gets knocked out in his first.
Buccio, I don't think there's much of a brand there, is there?
Well, yeah.
What the fuck is that voice, man? The QVC voice, man.
Well, there's still the name, and he's still undefeated. Now it's hanging by a thread. Now, right at this point, based on that performance against Progre was terrible.
You know what he looks like? He reminds me of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon. He looks just like him.
Fu, why do you sound like Patrick Bateman when he's talking about Genesis and before he plants the axe on Bateman. What's the other guy's name?
What do you mean, BDA?
That's how you
This is
sound,
the way
man.
I
What the fuck?
talk.
This guy creeped me out.
Sorry.
So hold on.
I don't mean to offend you.
That voice threw me off, man.
Yeah, man. Me too, man.
What was he saying? Yeah,
That if he knocks him out,
is there a brand? Maybe not. I mean, he's gonna die soon. As soon as he gets knocked out, it's over. I mean, pretty much. Who's gonna give a fuck about this guy?
I mean, what kind
There's
of brand
no
is that?
talent.
He's a brown man with blonde hair. That never works out well.
No, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing. Conor Benn is receiving so much hate right now, and contrary to popular opinion, because remember, every time we used to talk about Mayweather, people say, well, Mayweather, the reason why he made so much money is because people paid to see him lose. That's not the reality of it. The reality was it was a big main event name because the media pushed him to that, and he got to that level because of a bevy of factors. But that whole thing of, well, people pay to see him lose, that doesn't really work out. I've never really seen that put into effect. And so Conor Benn, people are really dislike him now. And then after this bad performance against Prograis, in which he got paid $15 million, there's a danger that Conor Benn might want something around that ballpark to fight future opposition. He may be spoiled now, and I wouldn't doubt it because this is a dude that is very entitled. First of all, every time he does an interview, he's talking about what does it take to be a man. And he reminds me of one of those dudes, those new social media life influencers, where they tell you about when you wake up, you got to put the ice water on the balls and on the face, and you got to start a business. And if you don't start your own business, you're a piece of shit. And you're going to look smacks and all that. That's what he looks like to me. That's what he gives that aura. And not for nothing, but the tattoos all over his body, even though he's a relatively rich kid, grew up as a rich kid. He's got the hair transplant, the beard transplant. Who knows what other type of transplants he has down there? I don't want to know.
We know.
Yes.
We know.
It's called the red pill, BDA.
No, but it's too much,
You're going to look at and that kid that's making noise. I think he died or
No. He's alive. He's alive.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, clavicular.
The face smasher, the one who smashes his face. Is that who you're talking about?
He's the guy that Dora looks up to.
Yeah, the looks maxer.
Yeah, well, yo, I don't know why you're talking like that, but now you got me talking like that.
Hey. Guys, if you want
to, you guys, this is a great day in New York right now.
If you want to win free tickets to Creed, call 555-60. Oh, no, but listen, hey, real quick about the clavicular thing. He recently just revealed that, yeah, man, I'm always high when I go out because I feel if I don't, I feel inadequate outside. And this dude a friend of his posted what he takes. They call it pentastacking. They take this stack of drugs before they go out. Check this out: Adderall, DXM, ketamine, BDO, and pregabalin.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's a little too much, bro.
So BDA, are you saying these guys are drug addicts?
I'm saying they're degenerate drug addicts, but yes.
I can't take this no more.
Oh my God.
All right, how do I kick somebody off how do I kick people off the panel recognize again? I forgot.
On him and it's just kick off.
Okay, yeah.
Right on him.
Is that has to be low T, right? Because if you're that young and you're doing all that, like you don't have testosterone yourself.
Well, is that what he's trying to do? Is he trying to build testosterone?
No. Well, sorry. Let me just rephrase it here, or maybe I explained improperly. He feels inadequate going out in social situations. I suspect he has some sort of social anxiety or whatever. So what he does is he drugs up. He drugs up, taking stimulants and hallucinogenics and this type of drugs, because apparently I looked them up and some of them create a euphoric effect. So it makes him feel good, and it makes him, I don't know, drop his guard or feel less inhibited, disinhibited.
Is this the kid that?
I remember that. But how old is he? Like he has to be early 20s, right?
Yeah. He's a young guy. But
that's what I'm saying. Like we're not. But when that was me, that euphoric effect was busting a nut. In some, that's right. In some pussy, it was busting a nut. So
most times in public,
you have to be like really twisted and low T to be doing that at such a young age.
Exactly.
Did you see that other kid?
I agree.
Did you see that other kid, the Filipino kid? Sneeko get punched in the face.
Yeah, that was, and then people cheering that on. I'm telling you, it's over with society. People actually cheer on.
I don't cheer that on, but it goes to show you cannot be walking the streets like that, especially because it happened in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
New York, super crowded, man. It's super crowded. I don't give a fuck where I'm at in New York, especially in the city. I always keep my eyes in front of me. Always. I don't trust nobody out there.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, that's been proven in your interactions on the air, because I remember one time you were in a bodega of some sort, and there was a guy getting into it with the owner, and we heard you, because the guy who was getting into it with the bodega owner, all of a sudden he started like talking to you, and we heard you say, "Yeah, okay, yeah, don't get close to me, bro. Don't get close to me." It's like, what the? And then I remember I asked Rick, and I said, "Why'd you say that?" He goes, "Because I don't know that guy. I don't." And I said, "That's a guy. Recognize a guy who's always got what they call nowadays situational awareness. He does not let people get."
He's coming up to me aggressive, and I was like, "Yo, it has nothing to do with me. Stay your distance."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, you recognize you on your Charles Bronson hype. You watching those Charles Bronson movies, and we like
Charles Bronson.
Don't look at me.
No, but
change, sure.
I don't really understand that whole concept, because here in my neighborhood is a very tight-knit neighborhood, and I'm looked up to sort of like an authority figure of sorts. So people don't actually. I'm not too worried about that. But I actually told that to Bucho when we were talking about the Sneeko thing. I said, this dude is very well known now. A lot of people dislike him. Why is he just prancing around Manhattan, and looking at his phone? He's not even looking forward, thinking that nothing is going to happen to him. It's like a lot of these people don't seem to understand on the internet. They think it's safe out there if you become a internet popular star. Of I'm just.
And the thing about New York too, there's a lot of mental cases outside. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always been like these weirdos, and so you got the thugs already. You know what I'm saying? You kind of can spot them out easily, but you never know when you're gonna bump into a fucking just a weirdo that'll just attack you out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's what happened with him. And he's lucky he only got punched, and he wasn't even a real punch. The guy fucking. How do you miss, by the way, at that distance? But anyway,
yeah, he missed.
He must have been drugged up or something. His brain's all screwed up. But he's lucky he didn't get stabbed or anything, because that's what's going on nowadays with a lot of these loonies in New York. The stabbings and shootings, and he's lucky. He's lucky.
BDA, as far as the sneak, I think you underestimate the average person's awareness. There's a lot of oofy doofies. They just walk around like I'm like recognize. I look. I'd be like, I could just punch this dude so easily and take his wallet. You know what I'm saying? They're not paying attention.
Yes, true.
No. If you look at mob hits, you know where they happen. Is in driveways, because people get comfortable in their driveway, and that's when the hitman
the criminal mind. This man
come up and just whack them in their driveway. That's why it happens there, because you're
parking lots, man.
This is wild.
And by the way, the moment I had it with New York with this type of, and then I said, you know what, I'm done with this city, is when Canadian hero and staple Rick Moranis was assaulted a couple of years ago in downtown. I think it was on the Upper West Side, and this dude
honey, they broke my face.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Remember when Rick Moranis got punched on camera, just out of nowhere? He was minding his own business. Some dude just comes up to him. Look, I'm not laughing because it's just it goes to show you, like. I think this could happen anywhere. That happens everywhere.
They called it the knockout game. I called it knockout Whitey. The knockout Whitey game.
Someone's gonna knock you out if you keep talking with that voice.
I'm getting tired of this voice of yours.
That's my voice, guys.
Yeah, someone's gonna knock you out, Foo, if you keep talking. Like I think Bob.
Can't happen. Can't happen.
I don't know if Bob is next to you, but I think she's gonna punch you out, man. If you keep on.
That's his foreplay voice, and he forgot to turn it off.
This is my real voice. Mamma mia!
Hope Bob beats you up.
Say on fuego.
A fuego.
There you go. Yeah.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, when they were talking about the shoes, look at the shoes Tank's wearing. Ooh, and they're like, "Well, come on, what are you guys doing? You're talking about shoes now? Talking about shoes during a telecast? Outrageous."
I guarantee you, that kid, right, had been attacked like that, and he would have responded in a savage way. Everybody would have saw it, and they wouldn't try it again. The reason, I don't know how it ended, but the reason why that kid might get tried again, because they saw him punch you in the face, and they saw how you reacted. You kind of like, you like even the camera guy was like, "Chill, bro." No, listen. If you're walking with me and I happen to get snuffed, right? That's what we call it, and I don't see it. I want you to attack the dude savagely, so that way people around us can know that there's consequences for this.
That's right, yeah. That's true.
Got to be some consequences.
Deterrence.
Even if we lose, there's got to be like, yo, they were swinging knives, they were swinging everything at that.
Right. But he just fucking, like you said, he's walking around downtown Manhattan with looking at his phone, not worried about, and somebody else showed clips from minutes before the actual attack, and there's people around him taking pictures of him. And this dude does, and I know it's in public, people can take pictures of you, especially since he's a well-known figure, but I don't know if it was because he was accustomed to that or because he just didn't see him. But even if I'm a celebrity and I see people stopping and starting to stare me down and taking pictures of me, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? You know, I'd be trying to be aware, but he got too confident, man. He got too confident, too soft, and that's what happens. You get too soft, eventually people are going to pop the softness. Now, I'll say this, man. You gotta watch out there. There's the Harry Dresden guy. Remember the clip I posted of the guy's like, open that door. He actually managed to get in the house. There's footage of him in the house. He went in there. He's like, where are you? Where are you? And then the guy comes out with a shovel, and the cops showed up quickly, thankfully. But I'm telling you,
Mamma mia.
I'm telling you, he was on fuego. But you gotta watch out there.
I'm gonna tell you where that wouldn't happen at, BDA. You know where that wouldn't happen at?
Where's
I'm
that?
not saying Florida, because you get shot. You do that shit, you get shot, bro. Shoot your ass.
Yeah.
See, the only people that will shoot you in a situation like that in New York are other thugs. Those are the only ones that are going to do it.
Right.
But I'm talking about just regular people, just regular, everyday working people. They'll fucking shoot that dude. He would have been dead.
No, you're right, man. You're right, yeah. By the way, so going back to Garcia versus Conor Benn, after Conor Benn's performance, some people were saying, well, Ryan Garcia is so ass that, you know, he gets beaten up and blah, blah, blah. But now, after the way Conor Benn struggled against Regis Prograis, and I wouldn't have even have minded if Prograis would have given him a tough fight.
Probably would have went better versus Regis Ragu.
Ruger, yeah, you're right, yeah. No, but that's the thing, though. Look, the fact that he was all crippled up is what makes it worse for Conor Benn. So I think at this point, I know people like to criticize Ryan Garcia, that he's an Instagram model, he doesn't have skills, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. The guy's he's big for 147, he's very strong, he's got that speed and that power. When's the last time Conor Benn fought a power puncher? Prograis was a power puncher at 140, 147, especially all crippled up. He wasn't really that big a puncher. Chris Eubank has decent...
On the decline, on the complete
on the
decline.
decline.
The last time he fought a guy that could have been the star of a new version of the movie Grease.
And Chris Eubank Jr. was completely dehydrated, especially in the second fight. So what's the issue here of Conor Benn fighting a big puncher? Why? He's going to be able to walk. I'll say this. If he can't walk through his punches, he's cooked, man. He's going to get... Garcia's going to knock him out, man. And I think maybe that will actually get Garcia some cachet. And by the way, somebody in the Discord said, are these guys going to criticize each other for getting caught with PEDs? Because how's that going to work? It's like, no, you tested positive more than I did. No, you tested for a bigger percentage. You know, it's going to be weird to see the build-up to that fight. But it's really the only fight that makes sense in England, of course. Let's not try. Hopefully, they don't try to make it in the USA. In the UK, bigger stadium fight. This is what people want to see. But I do wonder why Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez didn't end up happening, because that's what they were talking about. So,
but that's a bigger fight. Ben and Garcia is a bigger fight.
That's what I
was
was
a bigger
gonna say
event.
And I think because Conor Benn is so interested in fighting Ryan Garcia, that Ryan and his team probably seeing it like this is a bigger fight. Imagine if that fight happens in the UK, which I still think Ryan could go over there and beat him. It's probably Ryan's probably looking at that as a bigger opportunity because of Conor Benn and his popularity that he brings from the UK.
But wait. So you weren't convinced that Ryan Garcia would have beaten Conor Benn before last Saturday?
No, I mean, I probably always favored Ryan. But I think I will favor him even more now after the fight. You know, there's something about going up in weight and then dropping it back down. You kind of like never really the same,
right?
You know, so, and not only that, if you look at their style, almost it's almost like Conor Benn runs into Ryan Garcia's big left hand. So,
right.
Yeah. So I always keep that in mind too. But yeah, I think
he's too slow. He's too slow for Ryan. Ryan's gonna kill him.
Right. I think you're right. I think what Julio said is, Fu said is right. I think he is too slow. He gets caught. He gets knocked out.
Now, the reason why I asked you that is because I would have given Conor Benn a chance prior to the Prograis fight, because I do think he's tenacious. He's like a little, he's like a Wolverine. He jumps on people. He's very active.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But
you gotta be a dog to beat up Ryan. You gotta kind of be like a dog like that.
Yeah, because Duarte win is not bad. You know, no one brings it up. That's a solid win. That's someone who hits hard and comes forward.
That's a solid win. That's turning out to be a solid win for
It's aging well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have that dog. Hey, where's my?
Fuck you, fucking bitch.
And I don't know about you guys. But I was impressed the way he beat Barrios. Me personally, I was impressed the way he beat him.
Well, I thought he would. Yeah, I thought he would sort of fall apart a little bit with his father in his corner. I didn't think his father would be able to rein him in, but he actually looked very sharp. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think Barrios did well, even though he was clearly outmatched in the fight. You know, when you're fighting a shorter, smaller guy who's faster than you, I like aiming for the chest just in case. And he did land a lot of punches to the chest. It's just Ryan reacted well. Like, I know what you're trying to do, bro. He stepped back a little bit, gave him some room, and when Barrios tried to come back, he caught him with that 1-2. Caught him with the 1-2. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it would be an interesting fight, that's for sure, because now I think I'm pretty much certain, and I'm not certain. I usually start giving the underdog too much of a chance when the fight gets near, or when it nears, rather. But at this point, I would say it's 70-30 in favor of Ryan Garcia that he wins, because I just don't see Conor Benn being able to get past that reach. And but then again, maybe like Sober says, maybe the Duarte fight showed us that once you get past Garcia's reach and you can take his stuff, all he has is the booster rule, and he needs the refs' help for that to be able to get away with it. So we'll see what happens, and maybe he can.
I say something real quick about
absolutely
this fight?
Yes, please.
Oh, is that I know we trash these managers and promoters and even the fighter themselves, but if Ryan and Ben fight and it's a massive fight, we got to kind of low key say sometimes they're geniuses, because these two guys should never be where they're at and have a big fight, and they're able to build these guys to this kind of epic level showdown. So it just goes to show that I know we trash it, but I mean it works.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It's there's something to that. I mean, it's marketing, but look, nobody can deny that if they hold this fight in England, the UK, it's gonna do some good business. It's gonna do a lot of business. Butcher, how do I kick people off? If I kick people off the group that aren't active, is it gonna kick them off? Like if it says remove friend, is it gonna remove them from my?
Yeah, just remove. They can jump back in later.
Okay, but it says remove friend. But okay, I get what it means.
Remove group. Yeah,
it says I only see remove friend.
I think that's what it is.
It's gotta go.
I think that's what it is, right? That's the only one I see. I don't see any other.
Yeah, it's removed.
Okay, because I want to invite Uncle Charles here, but but the room was full, so I had to kick somebody out. No, it still says it's full. What the fuck? What's going on here, man? Add friend. Oh my god. Okay, let me figure this out later. What the hell? Shout out to Virtuoso for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Virtuoso, who says, recognize every Mario Barrios fight is a tune-up for the opponent. He says, recognize every Mario Barrios fight is a tune-up for the opponent. Relax. LOL. But I do believe Garcia knocks out Conor Benn. So recognize he's calling you out for saying you were impressed by Garcia versus Barrios.
I can't recognize my mistake. Yeah. Gonna get him back in.
By mistake, he says. I don't know. It looked like it was intentional to me.
It did.
No, but okay, but then real quick. So it says I kicked out Soothsayer was there from like 20 years ago. So it said remove friend. So I removed them. Now it says add friend. So how do you kick people out of here, man? That makes no sense.
No, because I created the group, so you can't. I'm the only one who can.
Okay, so kick out Soothsayer. He hasn't been around in decades. So
I kicked him. Yeah.
Kick out Soothsayer.
What did I do to you? Well, you guys kicked me out.
Yeah, sorry, I made a mistake.
And next time I'm gonna create my own group because I gotta be in control here. I have a phobia. I got OCD. I gotta be in control. Otherwise, I go nuts. And now I know I gotta calm down. And by the way, what's his name? Virtuoso is calling you out. He's saying relax, BDA. Excuse me, relax. Recognize. He's saying every fight against Barrios is a tune-up fight.
I mean, look, you could say that, but who did Barrios get wiped out like that by? You know, even his loss against Tank Davis was competitive until he got stopped.
It's a good point. That's a good point. Even against Keith Thurman, although I don't think Keith Thurman. I don't think.
Keith Thurman clearly beat him.
Yeah,
Keith
but he did
Thurman
hurt. He hurt Keith Thurman to the body. That's so it's not like it was a complete wipeout. So you're right, though. You're right. There is something to be said about that Barrios win. Now, I wasn't going to get to this right off the bat, but by the way, shout out to Virtuoso for his contribution. Don't forget to hit the like out there, fellas. Hit the like. Really helps us out. I wanted to show you this. A clip came out of Xander Zayas training, and you guys tell me how he looks, because I'm not going to say anything, but check this out. Sharing the screen here with you. All right, so
he grew. He's about 6 feet now.
He's like you. He's growing. He's growing taller every day.
He grew. I could. Somebody told me, I haven't seen him since he was a teenager, but somebody told me that he's even bigger.
What?
That he's about as big as Berlanga. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because when I met him, he's about 17, 18 years old. And he was pushing, close to 6 feet already.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was about, let's say 5'10", 5'11". And so he's a big boy. He's a big dude.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's gonna give Boots problems. He's gonna give him
Boots ass, bro.
And listen, like I respect Sober's opinion, and Sober sees a lot in this fight, and so I'm still going with Boots, but I still think there's a real good chance that this guy gives him a whole lot of problems. I just worry about power later on in the fight. That's what I worry about. And the fight's a little too close, and maybe Boots feels the later rounds and they give it to him. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not so worried about him getting stopped, although it could happen. But listening to people like Sobers and a few others, they see where he could beat him, and I think they look at the Karen fight and they saw the difference.
I'm skeptical, bro, of this fool's power. I swear, I think I've seen at least 2 of his fights where the opponent took a dive, right? And his last one for sure. What was?
What's Lima or Lemos? Lima or Lemos?
Lima, yeah. Iwo Jima Lima or something like that. Iwo Jima Lima.
Iwo Jima, yeah.
He hit him with one right hand, dude, and he fell down immediately. Like, come on, bro. Not one punch you couldn't take. There's no way.
Yeah,
I don't believe it. And then another one, Castillo, I think Clayton Castillo, some black dude from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of tapped him like around the ear, right? Like scraped him around the back of the head, and he went down. Like it was too. His shit's too fake, dude. And I'm skeptical of this dude's power, right? Because like Recognize said, look at the Karen fight. Karen isn't a supreme boxer. He's not gonna be on anybody's pound for pound list anytime soon. But why are they trying to put Boots on it when this dude was making him look silly in both fights? When you fight the guy 2 times, it's because they give you a chance to right the wrong. You're supposed to knock him out, make it look better, cleaner. And I feel like Karen's the one who made the improvements in the second fight. Boots did knock him down, but he couldn't knock him out. So now he's going to get in the ring with someone who's bigger than him, right? This is going to be his biggest opponent. He's never fought anybody this big. On top of that, he's going to be bigger than Boots and heavier. Yeah. So it's like you're trying to convince me that the power's going to carry up from when like he was getting close to the world level, it was already going away at 147. And he's this dude. He's like what, 22, 23? How old is Zayas? Is 23?
23.
What do they call them? The Invincibles? Like when you never go to the hospital or nothing like that because you don't get sick because you're young and your body's just gonna bounce back off anything. He's in the best condition. He's gonna be like rubber right now. Yeah. When it comes to taking damage, he'll be fine. His recovery is gonna be there. It's not someone like Ryan Garcia who you see him
drinking and partying all the time. All this kid's in the gym.
This kid's in the gym.
You know, and he can box. Yeah, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna convince me that Boots hits harder than all these guys at 154 too? Like Abus, he's gonna hit harder than that dude? I don't think so. He looked way heavier than him.
This kid lives Sobers. This kid lives a clean life. I'm not
you
saying
can
that,
tell. Yeah, you can see like he kind of like straight edge.
but I'm just saying like this is an opponent and that lives a very clean life. You know, he's constantly in the sun. He's growing, like I said. I mean, he looks bigger than what I've seen him. And so I think, and you know, his skill set is not bad. It's just the only problem with him is I worry about that power, especially late. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I worried about him. If he had that, if he had a little bit more power, I would probably easily pick him to beat Boots.
We'll see how his power is looking against Boots, right? Because Boots' head is a magnet for punches. So, you know, I think Cameron was finding him very easily. Like I think he was like bouncing his head between his punches, bro. I don't see that a lot, but he was doing that.
That's the perfect punch for him. That left hook.
So
he's kind of crafty.
Zayas is definitely gonna land his punches. He's a good, sharp, technical boxer. He's gonna land on this dude. What does he do? And even Boots confidence, like he's overconfident in this. If you see the way he's yapping at the press conference, he's talking like he got this shit in the bag. He's like, "You never been there with somebody like me." Like he thinks he's gonna run this kid over.
He's like,
and if he tries to bulldoze him, he's gonna run into a lot of punches, bro. He's gonna get knocked out.
Well, I've said it before.
That's why, like, bro, like I don't know. I see disaster for this dude. And then Top Rank, you know, you keep saying Eddie Hearn's like, I can't believe Top Rank is making that things happen. I can't believe it. Eddie Hearn doesn't know how to matchmake, dude.
He's
Top
the best.
Rank does.
I love his.
You know, Top Rank does, and they're usually when they put their guy up against someone else in a different promotion, they're winning.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yep. I think
they trust Zayas.
They trust the track record speaks for itself.
He knows it's a good point.
But Eddie Hearn always he overestimates how good his fighters are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. What did Eddie Hearn go in that 5v5 against Frank Warren?
Like
none of his guys lost. None of his guys won a fight. He doesn't want to matchmake shit.
Oh Lord, you're right.
He's the best at it. He's the best at getting his guys to lose. That's why I love him.
Look at that smile from Eddie Hearn.
Like, Ryan, you know who you should fight? Not Ryan. Haney. He was like, Haney, you know you should fight Ryan.
Yeah,
Fu,
you should fight Ryan.
Fu, what about that smile here that we got on the screen here from Eddie Hearn? Is that the smile of a guy who's a little too overconfident, or?
Yeah, bro. He was saying that Boots could go to 168.
He looks like Ivan Ooze in the Power Ranger movie.
I don't know who that is, but that made me laugh. By the way, we got Uncle Charles jumping in here. Uncle Charles, jump in whenever you want, man.
What's up, Kings? How y'all doing?
Doing fantastic, Uncle Charles.
He looks like Ben Shapiro if you dropped him in toxic waste.
Yeah, a little bit.
Man, let me tell y'all something. I'm getting sick of Anthony Joshua.
Oh,
now this man don't call you out in all of Britain. And down south, when a man call you out and you don't answer the call, you call a punk. You're straight up punk if you don't take that. That man call you out in front of a whole country, and you talking about you the landlord. You got to come see me. I've been chasing Tyson Fury. Yeah, you've been chasing him because if you had got him, your ass would have been in the hospital. And now that Deontay Wilder don't got his legs back up on him, your ass gonna end up in the graveyard. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't know why these guys be having these dehydration clauses. You can lose weight. Come to Uncle Charles. You can lose weight. I got a bottle in there now, some lenses. And you take two of them with a glass of tea, and you will be in the bathroom all night.
Oh, come on, man.
You 150, and you need to make 147, and you be down to a cool 140. I can tell you that right now. Just come on, Uncle Charles. And I like to say this, ladies and gentlemen, I like to say this to my brothers on the panel. My relationship with midgets don't got better.
Oh.
But, I have to think, because I heard that other midget say, I'll take him out. What the hell you going to take me out with a ladder on the side of a house? I might fall and break my arm, and your little ass fall, and you'll break your back. This is what I'm talking about. Look at what I have to deal with in Uncle Charles' neighborhood. Now, that's part 2. I'm going to let y'all catch part 3 later. Appreciate you.
All right. Coach, I like how he comes out of the right of the gate with about 3-4 different things, man. But it's right. Hey, listen, I didn't want to get into the whole.
Right about AJ a little bit, man.
I was gonna say that. Yes.
Didn't like that. Yeah, I kind of didn't like that from AJ, and I've been riding with AJ over Tyson Fury for a while now. But
I think it's understandable. He was the guy been ducking him for over 10 years, and now he wants to come in there and acts like he wants to fight. He sees the guy's faded, right?
But you know what? I think he
to
should
wait
have said
that
something
long.
like that, fool. I think he should have been like, "Man, you've been ducking me for 10 years. Shut up."
That's what he said. He said it. That's what he said. He says, "I've been chasing you for 10 years. Now you're gonna come over here and act like you're the boss. Finally, you're gonna say, let's do it." He sees that this guy is at the end of his,
Let's do it.
At the end of his career. He's like, "Let's do this, Robin." Like, bro, you're a fucking cherry picker. That's why I hope.
But let me
that
ask you a
he plays him out
question.
in one round.
Uncle Charles seems to think that, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he thinks Wilder has somewhat of a shot against AJ. What do you think?
I don't think so, not at all.
I would love to see it. I think Eddie Hearn said that he wants to fight. He wants Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder as a tune-up to the Tyson Fury fight.
I don't know if that's
Wilder
a tune-up.
That's what he said.
He's so washed out, Wilder. I don't see him surviving more than 5 rounds. He'd be lucky to go 5.
Well,
he's washed, completely washed.
I think if it goes past 5, Wilder probably has a better shot.
I think it's a 50-50.
I think AJ's a lot cleaner than he is. A lot. And if he's focused, this is a guy that went, well, how many rounds? 22 rounds with Usyk. I think he's pretty damn good, right?
Yeah, he went 20. But,
well, they both did. Yeah.
I mean, that guy's good. 24 rounds of Usyk.
Let me ask another question. He's training BDA. Let me ask you this question, BDA.
Mm-hmm.
He's training with Usyk. Do you like that? I mean, what can Usyk teach him at this point?
Well, that's the thing, right? It's true. It's maybe he can.
About this, right?
Maybe he can rub off some of that. Maybe because again, Usyk is a very dedicated worksman in there. He's a very highly competent gym rat. So maybe some of that can rub off of AJ, just in terms of psychological motivation or psychological. But you know what I mean. But in terms of teaching, well, I mean, it's completely different style. So I don't really see. And I am I'm one of those people that feels that maybe a leopard can change its spots later on in his career, but by how much is the big question. So.
Yeah, is AJ someone who would ever come into the ring like out of shape? Like no one.
Never. No, I don't think so.
You never seen it. Yeah, he's a
I
professional.
don't think it's a problem in the gym. I think it's a problem mentally.
The only thing I didn't like about him was a couple of times he came in like a bodybuilder, and one of them
he came in too jacked, right? Like like when he fought Ruiz, he was like that's the biggest I've ever seen him. Yeah,
that was a fake.
You'll say Black Brackus. You ever saw Best of the Best too?
Never seen the second one, no.
Ruiz made him pay. Ruiz made him pay for that shit. Ruiz made him pay for that shit in the first fight, and then in the second fight he came in slimmer, if you remember.
More lean, yeah.
More lean. He wanted to move
because he was moving.
Yep.
I'll say this, man. Both Joshua and Fury are weirdos. I don't really like either one that much. I mean, I know Fury. For a while there, Fury was like, yeah, he was the man because he was being funny and all that. But then his whole shtick got tiresome with the whole.
He's a fraud and a half, and he actually loves Floyd Mayweather, and he operates a lot like him.
Oh,
he operates a lot like him. He's a fucking cherry picker. He's ducked AJ for over a decade. He knows what happened. AJ called it out. He says, "Dude, I beat you up when I was a kid. I punched you up, and I'm gonna punch you up again." Because he knows Fury knows that guy beat the shit out of him. That's why.
In sparring,
him for over a decade.
In sparring, he beat up Fury.
Yeah,
he did.
He beat him up more than once.
Yeah, but now we're gonna go by sparring sessions, and Fury's terrified because of sparring sessions.
Well, he is because even the way he laid it out, he waited this guy out so long. He's coming
depending
up
on the sparring session. BDA, you know this. Depending on the sparring session, you know that sometimes sparring is not just nothing. You can get especially if you're like. You're like, yeah, I was in third gear when I
Haktua?
Sorry. Somebody was clearing their throat. Yeah, somebody cleared their throat live on the air, and I
heard Haktua.
But what were you saying, Recognize?
No, I was saying like sometimes when you spar somebody and you're in third gear, and you realize that dude gave you problems still, you're like, yeah, no, it's not just nothing.
This beat him up more than once.
Yeah. So maybe that's what was happening. Maybe
he was chasing that guy. Just to put yourself in his shoes, he's been chasing this motherfucker for years. He can never get the fight done because the guy's ducking it. And then now he's coming off this devastating loss from Dubois, and then he has this one BS fight versus Jake Paul, and boom, Tyson Fury jumps in there. I'm coming out of retirement.
What's with the Pee Wee Herman voice all of a sudden? Is that the new shtick now or what?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Listen to
You
that.
been listening to Eminem lately, or what?
You don't. No, I don't listen to Eminem. No, it's my voice. What the hell?
All right, listen. And somebody clearing their throat live on the air. Press the mute button, guys, please.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
I think that was me. Sorry about that.
No,
BDA.
that's a real voice. What the fuck?
All right, listen. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Listen, I don't know necessarily about Fury being terrified of Joshua, but I know that you can't fully credit Fury or give him a lot of confidence when it comes to the negotiations about, when it comes to the old she said, he said, and whatever. He's been on the record with the Usyk negotiations. He was stretching those negotiations out for about a good year and a half. Taking on Chisora for a third time when nobody really wanted to see that. Taking on Ngannou and it almost cost them. I mean, the guy has grown to be near insufferable in the last couple of years. And again, this coming from a guy that, again, between Joshua and Fury, I'm not a big fan of either guy's character. But I tell you what, if they fight, I'll be mighty interested. Mighty interested. Let's just say that.
I think Fury makes me throw up a little bit more.
Is it because of his composition, physical composition, or because of his character?
Because he's a fraud. He's a complete fraud.
Now, if but then that brings up an interesting question here, because I said I did a video a couple of days ago and I asked, who needs this win more? Who needs the win more, Fury or Joshua?
Well, the way they positioned it is this. You see this happen a lot at the end of fighters' careers, right? You see like Amir Khan versus Brook. They don't want to take that loss earlier in their career because they want to be considered like one of the best British fighters.
Right.
And they want there to kind of be an argument there. Oh, who's the best British fighter? And so now you see these guys both at the end of their career in this kind of a big money fight. And so now he'll jump in there and do it, right? He didn't want to do it earlier in his career. And he also saw that AJ had taken all this damage. He was waiting. This motherfucker's on coming off his third retirement. Like, he's not active. His resume's it's garbage compared to AJ's. And so now he wants to come out and have a cherry pick and then pose himself as, I want you, right? He never wanted it, but now he's going to pretend. That's why you saw AJ sitting in that chair. And he's like, motherfucker, you've been ducking me for forever. And now you're going to come over here?
I didn't like the fight. Yeah, go ahead.
He's just been ducking him for a long time. And he sees that he's softened up and he thinks he's going to get he's got an advantage in the fight, that he's a little fresher than AJ is. This is what Fury does. That's why he let Usyk fight AJ twice. And he just kept kicking that can down the road over and over again. This guy's fighting AJ twice. He's fighting Dubois. He's fighting all these hard fights. And then, now this guy's finally going to come out, this guy, Tyson Fury. And they got to pay him this huge amount of money to take that fight. So I don't have any respect for the guy at all. I think he's a fraud. He's fucking 3 retirements. Give me a break.
Yeah, 5 now, I think. I think it's 5 retirements at this point.
No, he tried to overtrain Usyk. He's like, this guy's training for him. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go fight an MMA fighter. And then he's like, oh, I'm training now. And then he gets this. He supposedly got an eye cut. Remember? Now this guy's training, like, huge training camp. He did anything he could to get an advantage in there. That's why I loved when this guy beat the shit out of him. And I think AJ is going to do the same thing. He's going to just hopefully lays him out in the first round.
Now, Gypsy King believes that Gypsy believes that Fury lost the first one, but that he won the second one, which is weird because a lot of us see it that the first one was a more competitive one, whereas the second one, it was a clear win for Usyk. So I don't know what Gypsy.
Terrible, the second one.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. I think they just go by the height, like the dramatics, because he scored a knockdown, a technical knockdown in the first fight. But in terms of like round split, I would say they were closer in the first fight. The second fight, I'm with you, BDA. There wasn't that much, action, but it was a clear winner.
Usyk tamed him.
He tamed
Usyk tamed him. Yep, he did.
He tamed the big Dasa. And by the way,
turned him into Gypsy Queen.
Oh, come on. But one thing that does, like the Joshua fans, like I saw some people on Twitter, and then I saw some podcasts were like, yeah, Joshua owned Fury, and he was all class. I'm thinking, all class, he's flipping him off. How classy is that? I mean, the guy's just sitting there looking like a maniac, flipping the guy off. So I think both sides have crazy fans. But then again, that goes for every big name out there in boxing. So it is what it is. Now, going back to the Zayas versus Ennis fight, and fellas, don't forget to hit the like. There's no phone calls today. There's no phone calls tonight, but we'll try to get back. When there's a big fight, we'll start, or a big subject, we'll open it back up. But
his name is Ennis.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna go there. That's Frank Bay and your shtick there with Booty Ennis. Although it is a funny. Every time you guys say, I laugh out loud. But the point is this: that Chris Algieri, he has a show. He's not just on Pro Box. What did you say?
He has a show?
Yeah, he has a show, yeah. So he said he had this to say about the Ennis versus Zayas fight.
A very calculated move. I think it's a smart move. I really do. Because not only is this a huge opportunity and a huge fight, he can win. That's the craziest thing. I'm talking to people and they're like, I think Boots is too confident. I think Boots thinks he's going to walk over this kid. I'm like, stylistically, it's a really tough fight for Boots. I've never seen Boots really close the distance on a guy who can move and is going to punch. Because if he sits there and fights the way that he did against Karen Chugatsian in the first fight, he loses. If he fights in the same way he did in the Karen Chugatsian fight, second fight, he loses. You can't just walk in the front door. Who was the Armenian fighter that he fought? That Terrence Crawford and KO? Avanesian. Exactly. Man. You fight that fight with Xander, you lose. You can't fight that way. You've got to show me things you haven't shown. I've heard you can do it in the gym. I've heard all that. That's all great. You got to do it on Fight Night. You got to do it under those lights. Because if you don't, Xander Zayas is going to box his shoes off and he's going to win that fight. But,
yeah, I agree.
All right, now let me say this. This
guy's taking my ideas, BDA. He must be listening to my, he must be listening to my streams, bro. That's crazy.
But hey, listen, I'll say this, man. First of all, I agree that Zayas has a shot to win, but I don't understand what he's saying. Like, well, if Ennis fights him the way he fought, I mean, he beat Chukdazian. It's just that he had a mighty hard time doing it. But I sort of understand his point. But hold on, but real quick. Then I'm looking at the comment section of this post on Twitter. Look at what people were saying. Keep that same energy. People like Alexander Aquila when he struggled to get a split decision win over Baras Abao, who is a C+, B- fighter, laughing emoji. Do these stats show domination? And then he shows that Zayas landed 176 out of 748 shots and that Barao landed 134 of 611. But that really makes no sense because when you look at the CompuBox stats for Canelo versus Crawford, a lot of people say domination, but they were akin to this one. So which one is it? Are we just focusing on punch stats, or are we looking at the whole fight? Or can we actually articulate our thoughts based on what happened in the fight and what we saw? Then another guy goes, serious question. What has Boots said or done to say that he might be a little bit too overconfident? Then another guy says, LOL, they talk like Xander got Devin Haney feet, or like Boots didn't win 22 out of 24 rounds versus Karen. Somebody says, yo, Algieri, you was a mediocre boxer, and after Boots whoops Xander like a gentleman, don't ever speak like this again. What does Algieri's career have to see? How people get emotional on Twitter? That's why I don't go back and forth with anybody on Twitter. It's a cesspool of people that don't really know how to properly formulate. These
are the bootlickers. These are the bootlickers, BDA. These are his fans. They're the bootlickers.
At least as long as they're not as long as they're not leaking the Ennis, it's all right, man. As long as
there might be boot and Ennis lickers.
Then another guy goes, shameful for Chris to talk like this. He knows better and the truth. Well, what truth? We have the fight. There's no such thing as truth until the fight actually happens. Another guy goes, you would think Xander has Shakur ability the way they talk about him. Boots will win that.
He's better than Shakur, actually. He's better than Shakur.
Break that down. Break that down, fool. Break that down.
Ability. What's Shakur doing in there that's so impressive? You know, Xander's hitting you like 5-punch combinations on the back foot, slipping shots and all this. This guy scores, and then he runs away. And how's that? He can't fight like Shakur. Yeah, Shakur's one of the most boring fighters. I wouldn't even call him a fighter. I wouldn't even call him a fighter. He's not a fighter. He's a really boring points guy. That's it. He's not a fighter.
So you disagree with these people that are saying that Zayas is being overrated?
I think Zayas is a young green fighter who could beat Boots fairly easily. He'll keep him out of range. He'll walk him into shots. He'll dance around him, and Boots will be a bloody mess by the end of the fight and lose every round.
Interesting.
I think he has a potential to lose real big.
Shout out to Mr. Pelavacas in the chat, giving us a shout out. Shout out to him. Well, let's read a couple more comments here, fool. Let's see what people are saying. Another guy goes. Another guy goes. Well, there you go. Yeah. Another guy says, Boots cooking this young punk. Another guy goes, damn, they really love bringing up Karen. That was 2 years ago, and he won 22 rounds out of 24. Well, whether it took place 2 years ago, I mean, it's not like it happened 5 years ago. 5 years I could understand. 4 years maybe, but 2 years ago, why is he what improvements has Boots shown? Because since the Karen rematch, he only fought Stanionis, who's a completely different style from the Karen and Zayas, and then Lima, who's not even he was like a borderline
punch.
He wasn't there. He was like a fucking
one punch.
He was bowling pin in the ring. He just knocked him over, what, one punch?
Hey, by the way, Mexican boxing #1. I see him all the time over at ProBox streams or any type of stream, whether it's a weigh-in or a press conference on YouTube. He's always there stirring the pot. And he says, exactly.
All facts.
All facts, okay. And anyway, he goes back. He says, exactly. And Xander Zayas just getting better. Barely 23. He cannot box you. He's a better version of Devin Haney. Oh, look at that. Then a guy goes, this guy talking about Algieri says, didn't this guy get KO'd by Conor Benn? So see, again, what's the point of these comments? They're not even refuting anything that Algieri said. Can't take this motherfucker serious, he says. They got to sell the fight somehow.
What's Conor Benn knocking about to do with it?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just, but see, that's the thing, though, Sobers. They get butthurt that somebody dares to pick Zayas. So now they're like, okay, he's insulted me. This is what's going on in their subconscious. Yeah. They hurt me. They hurt me. So now I gotta try to hurt him.
That's like big girl. That's like baby mama vibes.
PDA.
Don't talk about my man like that.
It's obvious that they're not boxing fans because as a boxing fan, you should look at. I mean, don't you break it down? You look at each way, the way each guy can win, and the way each guy can lose. And all Jerry is really saying is that basically what we're seeing, a lot of people picking Jerron Ennis, which fine, okay, they're picking the eye test. He has power, whatever, most skills, man. But Zayas is a really good boxer, and he's big as fuck in there. You know, pause, no homo. But that's gonna be a problem. Look at the size of that guy's back. You know, when you look at a fighter, you look at their back and their shoulders.
You got that big back.
Yeah, and you know what? That's interesting, Frank, because I was on Twitter, and usually, as always, whenever somebody does something out of the ordinary or out of that stereotype, or that's contrary to the stereotype, they always got to bring up like, why ain't nobody talking about this? Why ain't nobody? So that's what I saw somebody on Twitter saying. How come nobody's talking about Zayas being a weight bully? And first of all, we did talk about it because I brought it up at like 2-3 episodes ago, the same day that I think it was the same day that interview dropped with Zayas about how he said he weighs 180 pounds on fight night. But then like Rick and I said, like, well, wait a minute. I mean, Ennis was doing that at 147 and people didn't want to talk about it. Now those same people want to talk about it. So in other words, I'm not denying the fact that I dislike Zayas coming in at 180 pounds when it's a 154-pound fight, but you guys opened up the door to this. You guys opened up Pandora's box, and that's what we're living now. So the same arguments that people were using to defend Ennis, now all of a sudden they want to throw them out the window when it comes to Zayas. I mean, and again, who knows if it's even going to play a part in it, but it is something that people are bringing up now, the size.
I mean, Algieri was in this position as well, wasn't he? He was fighting a hard punch, and Ruslan came in there, kind of soft puncher, just boxed him. So I mean, he knows this well. So for all these retards to go in their comments and just say, "You don't know what you're talking about," you know, they don't respond to it. They don't actually analyze what they're not trying to understand what he's saying. It's like, "Oh, you're stupid. Boots is black."
Yeah, Conor Benn knocked you out.
That's it. How could he lose? He black. The other guy, he's sort of white.
Hey, by the way, Fu, your icon is they got the OBS no camera thing there. So
what the hell?
I don't know what's going on. But again, he's saying is Zayas has a good shot at winning, right? That's what he's saying here, that he could outbox him, and that he's pointing out the fact that Boots Ennis did have looked bad against Avenesian before he'd stopped him, and against Karen. And then look at this guy. Hope that crow tastes good in a few months. Like right away, they gotta go to the. You picked the wrong guy. Why are these people obsessed with getting a pick wrong or getting a pick right? Like, do you live vicariously through your picks, or they go and learn? That guy said.
He laid it out for them. He said that if he fights in this fashion, he's going to lose.
Sounds like a threat, by the way. They're going to learn.
And that is true. Because if you watch the Avenesian fight, he was coming straight forward, and he was eating shots. He was eating a lot of shots very consistently. This guy's in he's got him up on the ropes. He's him like 5-6 times in a row with like bombs lifting his head up. Then you got this other guy, Karen. The first fight, I mean, Boots couldn't even touch the guy. Couldn't even touch him. Rematch, it was a very competitive fight. But I think Karen beat him in that fight. So Karen's not a big puncher.
Right.
The Xander guy, he blitzes you with punches. Karen doesn't do that. He'll hit you with a left hand and another left hand. Kind of hit you with the jab and switch it up into a left hook. He does some fancy stuff in there. So I don't disagree with Chris Algieri. I'm going for this guy, Zayas. I think he's going to beat him.
It's a very interesting fight, that's for sure. That's why people have so much to say about it. And it's interesting because Bradman Edwards, who is from Philadelphia, said that Boots is too gifted. He has too many gifts that Zayas lacks. And I'm thinking it's true that Ennis, if you compare the fights, Ennis is faster. He's more athletic on top of that. And what I mean by athleticism is more dexterity when it comes to the upper body movement.
Well, one punch at a time.
Well, and
Zayas throws combinations really fast.
Right. And it's one thing, because I remember when Inoue was going to fight Fulton, and some people were picking Fulton because supposedly he had faster feet, faster hands, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, nah, man, when you look at Ennis and, Fulton and Inoue, you could tell that Inoue was a faster guy. And on top of that, some people were saying, oh, but Inoue has never fought, he's not multidimensional like Fulton. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, he outboxed Donaire. He was outboxing Donaire from the outside in the first fight. And so people seem to miss that. But with Ennis, I don't see the same type of IQ that I see from that I saw from Inoue, or that I still see from Inoue. With Ennis, we see a lot of him absorbing shots from the smaller guys that he can get away with. He can get away with just getting hit flush and just keep on coming. And in fact, that's what sort of worried me about that clip from Yoenis Hernandez's trainer, who said that when his fighter sparred Ennis was getting hit flush right on the face, and his trainers, Ennis's trainers, instead of correcting that or telling him, hey, watch out, watch out. They were telling him instead, great defense, great defense. So it seems like they're not really giving him the reality. They're not transmitting the correct information. He's very physically gifted, especially against the smaller guys, and he's being able to get away with it. But if he keeps getting flushed like that, even against non-punchers, the brain continues to get rattled nevertheless. And that's what ends up aging fighters. You look at Jared Hurd or Joe Joyce. These are guys that relied on getting hit, or Brandon Rios. Eventually, by the time they're 31, if they keep fighting this way, they end up getting old overnight. And once they lose that punch resistance, which is a big part of their game, what else do they have left? So this is a bad move from Jaron Ennis to continually eat those type of shots. And now he's fighting a guy who's about as big, or if not, maybe a little bigger than him.
Yeah,
that could be the difference. Could be the difference.
I mean, and he also he doesn't impose his size that well on these smaller men. Sometimes they're bullying him, which is kind of shocking. I mean, some of these fights, you see him up stuck on the ropes, just eating shots. What's going to happen with this guy? I mean, later in the fight, who knows if this guy starts to wear on him? We don't know.
It's a good point.
A lot going on here. Like they think it's, oh, well, look, he knocked out these midgets, and he's actually not even really a huge puncher. You saw him. He could not knock out Avanesian, and he didn't knock out Stanionis. People
That's
say,
true.
He did, but he didn't.
He busted him up.
He knocked out Lima. I'm sorry. He knocked him out in one round, guys.
That was the guy.
He knocked out
Lima
in one round.
Yeah, which it looked a bit suspect. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah,
It was great for the negotiation table with Sir.
It was one punch.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very
Yeah,
weird.
the first punch he threw landed. Like the other guy wasn't even
And
covering up.
he's down. He's done. Like
He's
get out
not
of
ready
here.
at the one
Yeah,
punch.
it's and by the way, he wanted 2 tune-up fights, huh? So let's not forget that. Why 2 tune-up fights? But I don't know. Like they seem, Butsen seems pretty confident.
This is a weird fight.
I don't know.
This fight is really weird.
Yeah, it is.
That he chose this. That Eddie Hearn chose it. But once again, he's the best. He's the best
Oh,
at
yeah,
choosing
yeah.
fights for his guys. This guy is a perfect style to beat him. It wouldn't shock me if Boots doesn't make it to the fight. If they just change their mind out of nowhere.
Listen, they see an opportunity here. They see a guy with 2 belts with supposedly no power, right? And so they go like, well, we gotta get this opportunity now. I don't think they wanted it right away, but they're like, if we don't get this guy, this fight made now, somebody else is gonna take it because there are other people vying for belts. So I think maybe it's not really the fight they wanted.
Yeah,
but they need those belts.
Or maybe they think that Zayas is easy pickings because again, there's that thing about him being only 23 years old. He's never really fought anybody like Boots Ennis before. But the thing is, the Ennis's dossier, as I mentioned in the video, it's not that deep either compared to it's only a little bit deeper than Zayas's. But I mean, if you compare their biggest wins, Stanionis and Avanesian, those guys aren't that much better than Barao and Perez, who happen to be the best wins on Zayas's dossier. So
yeah, you're right. That's the same level, maybe.
I mean, at the end of the day, the dossiers don't win.
Barao
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, the dossiers don't win the fights. But to bring that up as if, well, the Ennis is the way more experienced fighter. I mean, he has more fights, but who were the guys that he beat early on? They weren't really that.
He's older. He's older. They kind of factor that in, right? Oh,
Right.
he's older, so therefore, that experience, massive experience, like that's not how it works.
I
It's
could
not based
again.
on age.
I could see Zayas stunning or dropping Ennis early on, banking some early rounds. Then Ennis starts coming on strong. And then you see a lot of clinching from Zayas. And then Zayas sort of finds his second win and he makes it a distance and he scores a decision. I could see that happening. That's not outside the realm of possibility. But it's dependent upon how he handles Ennis's pace and power, but also how Ennis handles Zayas' power. Because again, we can talk about how he doesn't hit as hard as Ennis, but maybe he just has to hit hard enough to get that respect.
Yeah. And then you got a guy who's on the forward foot, might be stepping in. Sometimes Ennis.
Jeez Louise.
Ennis, he overcommits. He might eat that left hook. You never know. He might get clipped by it just coming in and get dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's the Eddie Hearn curse. That's what I see all day.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn, man. I mean, he's been on top of being outmaneuvered by Zuffa outside the ring, and then his fighters in the ring losing, and it seems like, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for him. But again, it's not the promoters that fight; it's the fighters themselves that actually have to go out there and do the job, get the job done. So we'll see.
Why did they want to tune-up fights?
Yeah, that's I don't understand, man. I don't understand. And again, I have very little confidence in Bozy Ennis. If the fight gets complicated, what information is he gonna relay to his fighter, to his son? Come on, man. Come on, knock him, get him out of there already. What are you doing?
You got him. You got him.
You got him.
Look at him. Just hit him. Just hit
He
him.
has no power. Just go for it. He has no power. I'm telling you, he's gonna be surprised at.
What are you saying? What do you mean by no power, though? You gotta
go get him.
Well, that's what they believe that Zayas is like he doesn't punch hard.
Oh, you're saying okay? I thought you meant Ennis has no power. Okay.
No. Ennis has power, but I think it's overrated. Like Food TV was saying, we saw it. Well, I mean, he couldn't get Karen out of there. He dropped Karen. Look,
He couldn't.
Was he in a knockdown? I don't even know what.
Yeah, it was legitimate. It was a legit knockdown. He hurt him to the body.
Legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay, but he couldn't get him out of there, and they would expect that with this like power puncher that hits so hard. That's why he ran. That's why Karen was running, right? He was running away from that power. Then comes a rematch, and they're toe to toe, basically trading. Yeah. So the power is there, but it's not what they claim it is, right? And Zayas is a big guy. This isn't a little guy at welterweight. This isn't Stanionis. This is a real guy. This is a guy that's 23 years old. And he's already looking big for 154. I mean, this guy's gonna have to move up to 160. So you might think he doesn't hit hard, but he's fighting. Zayas has been fighting junior middleweights, while Boots Ennis has been campaigning at welterweight, fighting smaller guys.
That's a good point. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, that fight's still months away, but we're all looking forward to it because again, there's anything could happen in this one. I mean, not anything, but a lot of things could happen, and that uncertainty is what makes it interesting. Now, speaking of uncertain, Richards and Hitchens is moving on to Zuffa along with Edgar Berlanga, and people have been criticizing Hitchens about, hey man, you dogged Duarte. Now it seems like by going to Zuffa, you're not going to get any of the other big names. So what are you doing? So Richards and Hitchens had this to say, and why is it? What the hell is going on here? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, excuse me. Got the wrong tweet here. So Richards and Hitchens had this to say on the Twitter, and I think it was yesterday. He said, y'all hating ass motherfuckers could say what you want, but the truth of the matter is y'all still gonna tune in to my next fight, and once I pop up on that screen and you'll see me in the locker room warming up, you know the truth, you know the truth about to perform, and I'm great at what I do. Thank God. So he's calling himself the Truth. I thought his nickname was Africa. Oh, Africa, Great Africa. But now he's talking.
That was Africa Bambata.
You're sounding like Gypsy. Tete. What was he saying?
Raymond Muratata.
Muratata. But
he jumped in the VC right after that fight, and he's like, "I told you guys, that Raymond Muratata was gonna beat him." I was like, "Where did this come from?" He's like, "I've been calling him that all week." And he's like, "You didn't hear me on the BDA show?" I'm like, "You're straight lying, bro." I was like, "What the hell?"
No, he was fantastic. He was fantastic after the Fury fight. Like,
nobody would have thought that. Great pick.
Are you all starting to see it? Are you all starting to see that AJ's a fucking coward? Like, whoa, take it easy, man. He was really passionate.
Well, yeah, Fury fans are looking at that. What was it? A call out, and they were like, "See, that's the proof. That's the evidence that AJ always dogged." I was like, "What's AJ supposed to go like to jump into the ring?" He's like, "No, you're not gonna tell me what to do."
Well, if they actually
Like,
read the
you-
situation correctly, they'd understand if they see it from AJ's point of view. The fucking dude's been ducking him for 10 years. So for him to come out there and pretend like, I want you, no. Like, bro, he's just, like, you saw the look at his face. He's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
that's
mother-
true.
Yeah, he knows.
He's like, you're going to come over here. And that's why he said that stuff about you're not the boss.
Yeah, who does he think
said-
he is?
he
Bruce
says-
Springsteen?
He says,
Yeah,
he says, I've been chasing you for 10 years. That's why
exactly.
he just
yeah.
sat there.
Yeah.
But
Now
now,
you're going to come over here and pretend like you want it.
Now I'm giving you the opportunity to fight the king. You know, as if there's a championship involved.
So what do you
first of all, there
say?
isn't.
You're saying that he shouldn't fight him then?
No, he's gonna fight him. He just doesn't. He does. It's a lot of disrespect there, right? Because he's trying to pretend like he's the one who wanted it. He's coming over there 10 years late, acting like I want it. No, you think this guy's shot, so you want to go and now take this opportunity to try to beat a guy who's at the end of his career.
But so
I mean,
is
like I
Fury.
said,
This fight is a 50-50
Fury's
fight, kind of.
coming off of his third retirement. He does that to avoid fights, to not fight. And then AJ's got a harder career.
Yeah, but he
He's
comes
fought more
back looking like a
top-level guys.
raisin. He looks
He
worse
fought-
and
he fought
worse.
a-
Every
AJ
time
fought a
Fury
better
comes
version
back,
of Usyk.
What
every
do you
time
think
Fury
AJ
comes
should have
back,
done?
look, every
I
time Fury comes
understand,
back,
but-
he looks worse.
Yeah, but that's just fat. Him eating and drinking, whatever. This guy's
No,
over here
bro,
taking.
but you don't get it. He's not that type of human to your body. It's around the time he
but,
catches
I
all up
mean,
with you all at once.
he does.
You know, he's been doing that for a long time.
He does
So-
what Floyd does. You know, he sits back, waits for guys to get weak, and then he jumps back into the sport. And then he leaves
doesn't stay
again.
in shape. He's not like Floyd though, because Floyd's a gym rat.
Well, Floyd is a juice head. So
Oh,
Fury can't take
Okay,
it.
but he's someone who lives in the gym though. He's someone who stays in shape. Tyson Fury's not. Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, but he's
He's
not.
he's not in
blows.
shape when he's in shape, you know.
Oh, he's never in shape, right? He's always kind of fat, out of shape.
We feel when he fought I think Vitali. He looks slimmer.
Yeah, but he was. That's before they caught. Was that before or after they caught him on steroids?
I forget the timeline here.
They caught him after. I think they caught him after.
But I'll say this,
Well,
man.
yeah, here's a
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
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 So what do you think about this fight?
Play.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
Guess it's going the same way.
But yeah, look, listen. I was
just when you think it's over, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it never ends. But listen, I was gonna keep on going about Richards and Hitchens, but since we're back on the Tyson Fury thing, Mike Coppinger is saying, Ring Magazine is saying this. Netflix has confirmed that more than 5 million viewers watched the live broadcast of Fury vs. Arslanbek Makhmudov in the UK alone. In the UK alone. So it does beg the question, however, what's the context here? Because
free.
yeah, is 5 million a lot? I mean, compared to the
Well,
Canelo.
It was free, but you know, everybody has a
completely
Netflix
free.
subscription.
It was completely free.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's free, but everybody has a Netflix subscription. It's
But
cheap as fuck. You know, you
it
can get
was
the basic.
it was on the lowest tier. You get it at the lowest tier, which is like $7 or $8. So you can't really compare that.
Right.
to
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's yeah.
Yeah, you can't even compare that to the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, because I think that was actually at the higher tier. I think you had to have the highest tier of Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like $20.
No, I don't think so. I don't know what I was paying for that.
I thought it was like $20.
Yeah, how much is that anyway? It's about 10, no? 12? It's more than 10, but
They have multiple tiers.
Yeah, they have tiers, but I think I watched it and I don't think I had the highest tier or anything.
I have
think I
tears.
spent
When I look at my
I thought I
bills, I have
spent 20
tears
bucks.
too, yeah. Tears coming out of my eyes.
Tier.
But,
Out of the ass, huh?
come on. Whoa. Foo. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. But,
Well, you said it. What the hell?
hey, man, I didn't say it. No, but look, yes.
Deontay.
Oh, yeah.
Just about the Fury thing, about the Fury call out. I know you wanted to move on, but like, see, here's the deal. Though. Okay, if you're Fury, you wanna call out AJ, that's fine. But then he says like, oh, it's been 10 years. Like he's insulting AJ. He's saying it's your fault. You didn't want to fight for 10 years, but hey, guess what? Now let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
but it's really funny that he comes in there like he's the one that wanted it. You're ducking me. That's what he said, and he was just like,
yeah, he was happy fighting Wilder 3 times,
Probably wanted to
and then
knock him
Chisora
out.
3 times. Chisora 3 times, and then who did he fight? That was a joke.
Ngannou, Chisora the third time. Yeah, I mean.
Well, he's trying to
Oh,
take
yeah.
this guy also after the Jake Paul fight. Believe it or not, that actually might have made AJ more popular than ever. right? So that's why he says you're a clout chaser. That's why he called him a clout
That's what I was thinking. That's
like,
what he
I know
told
why
me. That's
you're
what he
doing
said.
this.
That's what AJ said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he called him a
That was
clout
because
chaser.
he knows that he's more popular than Tyson Fury is right now.
Yeah, and I was thinking, imagine somebody that's really a super casual boxing fan that doesn't even watch boxing. He watched the Jake Paul fight and he saw AJ. He's like, oh, who's this
Now they know
guy?
who he is.
Oh, this giant. And then and then they see the Fury fight because it's free. Kind of people talked about, oh, okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch this fight, which was fucking boring. And then they go like, oh, that's AJ in the crowd. I know AJ. I don't know who Fury was. I'm just watching it for the first time, but I know who AJ is. So AJ is
AJ
great.
just gave the people everything they wanted. So to a certain group of people
On top
the
of
internet,
that,
which is probably massive, he's a hero. Oh, that's the guy that destroyed Jake Paul and broke his jaw. Right? So he's worth some money.
They're happy.
Well, Gypsy might have something to say about that. Gypsy, go ahead, man.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't want to jump off, but what kind of lies are you guys talking about? Him been fucking clout chasing for 10 years. That guy wasn't even on Fury's radar 10 years ago. Fury became champion. He wasn't even a contender to Klitschko for 2 years after that. That motherfucker's full of fucking lies. He lives in lies. His whole
Fury
fucking
was supposed
world
to
is in
fight
lies.
AJ. Dude, Fury was supposed to fight AJ
was not,
after AJ laid out Klitschko.
Damn.
You can talk as much as you want.
Jizzy sound like a battered wife. Lies.
Fury was supposed to fight that motherfucker.
I slipped and I fell.
Hold on, let Gypsy go. Let Gypsy go. Let Gypsy go, because I think he's got limited time. Go ahead, Gypsy.
All right. Sorry.
At the time, bro, as I said, I like to defend when someone needs to get defended, bro. Like Gonzalo, you know, the pedophile for a little bit. He needed defense, a little bit, just a little bit. But I'm telling you, this
I don't know if
this
that's
guy,
true,
bro, 10 years. Sorry, I'm fucking wrong.
Allegedly.
10 years. No way. 10 years. No way. 10 years. He's a liar. He's the one ducking Wilder. He said tune-up. Now I'm hearing no tune-up, no Wilder. Motherfucker, make up your bitch mind.
Oh.
You got a pussy for a mind, AJ. You're not thinking. You just, and he's saying, oh, I'm not ready. If you ain't ready, don't fucking attend their fights, my guy. You're not ready. Do not attend their fights. Don't act like you're ready when you're not ready. When you're sizing up guys, okay? That's some gay ass shit that he's doing over there. What are you sizing up guys for? To take them in the bedroom?
Oh,
that's what Fury's doing. That's what Fury's doing.
I'm telling
sizing
you.
Up guys.
Called his ass, and he couldn't get up off his chair up into the point where he called him shithouse. No, I gotta get up because he called me a shithouse, bro. Like, okay, then get up, get to the fucking canvas, say something. You were fucking a man when Dylan White called you a vagina because you know you could take care of Dylan White. You know you can't take care of this guy. That's why you. Obviously, you're not gonna fuck. He was shitting in his fucking pants, man.
Okay, but Gypsy. A lot of people made a big deal about that. About who owned who in that interaction, and I think people are making a big deal out of it.
Fury all day.
Okay, but let me ask you this then. So if they do fight, how confident are you from 1 to 10 that Fury beats AJ?
110%.
Oh, that's 1 out of 10 and 110%. It's not even the same metric, but go ahead, yeah.
110%.
Yeah, 110%.
Wow.
It's not like I think he's gonna kill him. I know he's gonna fuck his world up. That's why he didn't want to get off the chair. He was scared shitless. He was trying to find a way out of that fucking situation. He was trying to find a way out of that situation. If someone calls you out like that, you get up. Even if the fight's not going to be made because of some contract. But the thing is, the fight was supposed to be made. And the thing is,
10 years ago.
Spent, no, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Shut up. Look.
Yeah, disrespectful.
Look. Let me say something. Look. When that fucking guy, when AJ knocked out Klitschko, that's when Fury was supposed to fight him. After he laid out Klitschko. After AJ laid out Klitschko, that's when Fury was supposed to fight AJ. He waited the motherfucker up to 10 years. 10 years.
Listen.
So don't try to wait. Don't pretend that guy's some ballsy fighter. The guy's out of his third
He's
retirement.
more of a ballsy fighter than your favorite.
No, he's not ballsy at all.
Anastasia, that's his name. Anastasia.
The only reason he doesn't want AJ to fight Wilder is because he doesn't want to lose.
Anastasia Joshua.
He was scared.
Oh man.
Fury thinks that Wilder might
Scared like a little white pussy.
That's what it is. He thinks Wilder might win. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose his payday.
Like a white person, right? That's exactly what I was thinking. But the funny thing is, Fury's the white guy in this situation. And it's exactly what I was thinking. He was acting like scared, like a white pussy, but he's not white. He's black.
Scared like a little white pussy.
Scared like a little white pussy.
Dude, this guy's been ducking this man for 10 years, and you're gonna call him scared?
The thing is though, that fool is scared, and you guys. Usyk is amazing.
What about Fury?
Listen, Gypsy, I don't know. Did AJ look scared? No, did AJ even look scared, to be honest? He didn't look scared at all.
Fury ducked him for 10
I don't know.
fucking years.
Oh my God, who gives a shit? Okay,
Who gives a shit?
Look, man, you're not gonna believe this shit.
Fury's been shitting his pants for 10 years. He's been shitting his pants for 10 years.
Yeah, but he brought it up. Fury brought it up. Fury brought it up. He's like, "Oh, you've been ducking me for 10 years. Let's fight now." Something like along those lines. Why bring that up? Like, it's like, let's just fight now. Let's
do it now.
Tyson Fury stylistically is a nightmare for that guy.
Stylistically, that floppy octopus is gonna get laid out one right hand.
Listen, Fury.
Dude, ain't nothing special.
Fury saw AJ get knocked out. Fury saw AJ get knocked out, and there's like, well, now it's like you've been talking for 10 years. Now let's make it happen. Like, is Fury actually coming back to? Is Fury trying to become a heavyweight champion again, or is he just here to look out?
He's just looking for payday.
I'm not even a fan of both guys. They're both disappointing me. Actually, disappointed me, to be honest. But
at least one guy's fighting everybody. Like this guy over here is just a
AJ has a better resume. That's undeniable. AJ has a better resume.
Fury is a hardcore cherry picker. That's what he is. He's just
a hardcore cherry pick,
he thinks that this is perfect timing.
It's Fabio Wardley, even though he said he don't want nothing to
He don't want Wardley. He doesn't want these young guys that'll bust his ass. He wants to go fight shot fighters.
In the chat, Gypsy, maybe you can reply to this.
It's gonna be fucking Wardley, because if AJ doesn't grow up here and fight, he's gonna look for the next best thing, and the best thing is Wardley.
That's a false narrative. That's what that is. Look, if he fights Wardley once again, he's better than Fury, because Fury doesn't want Wardley. Fury doesn't want Wardley because he knows Wardley's gonna bust his ass.
Till this day,
Wardley will knock him out.
Wilder is supposed to be a tuna. Where is Wilder for Eddie Hearn? I heard Eddie Hearn talking today. He wants nothing to do with Wilder. The powers that be, his own voice, says that, you know what, that's too much of a danger from Mr. Anastasia Bump Joshua.
Wilder?
Okay.
Yeah, Wilder.
Yes, Wilder is not.
No, come on, man. Like, no. Let's get serious.
Got killed by Chisora, old Chisora.
Let's get serious, man.
Bro, this is
Wilder didn't show us anything. Wilder didn't show us anything in the last fight. Why would anybody be scared of Wilder?
I think AJ might actually kill Wilder, dude. He might actually kill him. No joke. He might have a body on his record. It ain't gonna be Wilder getting the body. It's gonna be AJ.
He's much of a pussy, though. He's not gonna have a body.
Wilder. Listen. AJ has to land that shot that rocked Dubois. I know AJ got stopped, but he rocked Dubois, man. And just that alone is better than anything Wilder did in that whole fucking fight with Chisora.
And then fucking drop.
I didn't even know if Fury could beat Dubois. You saw what he looked like in that fight, in his last fight. He can't. I don't think he could beat Dubois. I think Dubois would probably beat the fuck out of Tyson Fury.
I think Dubois gets. I think Dubois gets dismantled and stopped by Fury.
Dismantled by what? His floppy punches, his floppy open hand slaps.
Bro, slapped. Like
dude, you cannot throw those sweeping slaps with AJ. You can't. They'll kill you.
Yeah. That Makhmudov was a perfect opponent for Tyson Fury. The perfect opponent. He was so slow.
Slow as hell. And he's eating overhands from that
Fury
guy.
was like a matador. With a blind bull
he went
in front
back
of
in
him.
straight lines and was eating overhand.
Fury will matador Dubois to a
Imagine
fucking
Dubois.
stop.
Remember that Dubois threw that fucking overhand from hell on AJ?
Yeah.
Imagine hit
Yeah,
Fury one of those.
overhand to hell. AJ from Touch from the Gods, he got hit by Andy Ruiz and he fucking touched from the gods. He never recovered.
Fury didn't even want to fight Andy Ruiz. He was shook.
Well, can I, if I may add my own?
Just look at just look at AJ's resume. Just think about it. Even if the fight he lost,
he's fought like all the top heavyweights. All the guys of his time, he fought all of them.
If I may add,
look, Fury went what was it, 10 or 12 rounds with Francis Ngannou?
Fury went 3 times with Wilder.
He got dropped. Didn't he get dropped?
Wilder got dropped. AJ doesn't even go one time with Wilder because he's shitting bricks.
In there. AJ almost killed that guy.
If I may add my 2 cents here.
Listen. if it's just one last thing. If AJ wouldn't have fought Ngannou, you would have been saying Ngannou knocks him out because he dropped the legend Tyson Fury. He managed to drop him. So imagine what he would do against AJ, who has no chin. What happened in that fight? What happened in AJ Ngannou? I mean, he just come on, man. He did what Fury should have done.
You didn't try and get there. I just told you that Francis fight was staged for that dude to look good. Was staged to
What do
look
you mean
amazing.
staged? Oh, you say it's fake.
Fury's not even a big puncher, dude. That's the thing. He's not even a big
pretty
puncher.
boy. He's a model for boxing. It was made for him to look good.
Where's a model? That what, people find the guy attractive?
Intentionally.
What the hell?
Well, yeah. No, I'm not talking about Fury. I'm talking about your boy Anastasia Bomb Joshua. He's a model.
Like Juicy, I don't know how Juicy comes
Well,
over.
I don't understand where you're going with stage. I don't know. Can you explain what do you mean by
because he's in shape?
Gypsy, what do you mean by
Because he's in
staged?
shape.
Staged. What do you mean staged? What do you mean staged? What do you mean staged? I don't get the stage.
He's not listening to anybody.
Was boots Ennis. That's what he's doing. He's taming that shit. It's staged, yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Fucking AJ out because it took his reputation was on the line. He
decided to go down.
He sacrificed his fucking image for this dumbass to go over there and lose to Daniel Dubois.
What's funny is you see Fury coming out there trying to frame it as, oh, this is a battle for Britain. Did you not know that Daniel Dubois is British?
10 years.
Daniel
What's
Dubois
stopping
is
him from
British.
fighting right now? Can you tell me what's stopping him from?
Wait. Look, Daniel Dubois, bro. Look, Daniel Dubois is fucking British, and he knocked AJ out. So this whole narrative of, this is a battle for who's the best British boxer. It's bullshit. It's all made up.
It's just a whole bunch of FUTV. It's just a whole bunch of haters that live in Britain. Since day one, they don't like that fucking guy.
But the way they're framing it,
they want AJ to get that guy out of there. Well, guess what? Let's make it happen. Let's get that guy out of there. Well, guess what? AJ don't want none. AJ don't want none. I don't give a shit if Fury gets knocked out, but AJ don't want none. You gotta get that 3 ahead.
That's
okay?
not true. That's not true.
If AJ was,
Well, where did you get this idea that? How do you know AJ doesn't want the fight?
Because, dude, you guys don't read body language. You don't know.
No, but so now it comes into body language.
How about this? The contract has absolutely nothing to do with percentages. Absolutely nothing to do with percentages. Nothing. It was signed on Fury's side because Turkey gave whatever Fury wanted on his side, and whatever AJ wants on his side is given to AJ. But AJ does not want to sign this contract. You know why? Because he don't feel like he's ready. But then again, he's going out there scouting for fucking scalp, which he knows he can't handle, but he's going out there. He don't want none of this. He don't want none of
I don't know. You're basing it on body language and. If I'm AJ, I'll take on Fury because he looked like shit.
Look,
so
racist ass 78 Sports TV came out there and said the same thing I've been saying for fucking years. That this fool's a fucking duck. That he looks scared. Racist ass, black supportive, black supremacist, Black Panther.
Getting racial here. Getting racial.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, see it, bro.
Listen, I'm not an AJ fan. I'm not a fan of what he said or what he said in the past. I'm just telling you, like, the Fury. You're defending Fury a little bit too much over here. Like to claim that
it's very apparent.
Look at his listen. It's not only look at his resume. That tells you everything. That tells you what he was planning on doing.
It is what it is because it is what it is. Time. There's COVID to talk about. 1 year, 2 years of bullshit ass COVID ruined that guy's career as well. Because at a peak when he knocked.
So did everybody went through COVID. Nobody was immune to that.
Well, the thing is, some people got their best times, their best peak times, which was at his point was probably knocking out Wilder the second time. For a short period of time, especially with these guys doing the drugs that they do, and they all do it. Okay, that was his best peak time, but he's still good enough to knock this dude out. Because this guy's IQ in boxing is low. super low. It's not just low, it's super low. He's not on that level. His only chance is a puncher's chance. And I'm saying it here. Puncher's
I'm a
chance.
Jew.
That's what he
That
got.
means that I do not believe in the
Then
divinity
why
of
was
Jesus.
why was he laying out Francis Ngannou so easily then? But Fury struggled with that guy.
Oh my God, you're talking about
He
why did
struggled with him.
Tommy Hearns knock out? Why did Tommy Hearns knock out?
Look, this guy throws sweeping. This guy Fury throws sweeping. Dude, he throws sweeping slaps. He is not a crisp, clean
12
puncher.
fucking rounds. Does that make a goddamn fucking difference?
This guy is a guy with long arms who fights on the inside like a retard. He does it with AJ. I think AJ is just gonna knock him out immediately.
Oh, then why does AJ not just get up there and say, "Fuck it, let's do it, man"?
He ain't a puncher like Dubois. Even if this guy makes that same mistake he made in the Dubois
Oh
fight,
my
Fury's
God,
not gonna
why
be able to
does he
knock him
not go
out.
there in the ring, my guy? Let him step in the
He's not
fucking
a big-
ring and say,
dude,
"Let's do it."
he just fought a statue in the ring and went the distance. A
Oh,
statue.
oh man, he let that boy live for
Oh,
3-4
He
rounds.
fought a guy that's basically made of wood.
Chisora was actually worse because Chisora, the ref, picked him off of the canvas. The corner came in, bro. The corner, that's an automatic DQ to fucking prevent from Chisora from being stopped. That was horrible. But if you with the Fury shit, it was like 3 stoppages, possible stoppages, and he came out and said it. If I really pushed the pedal, I would have stopped him. I chose not to. I'd rather get my rounds in. He's been out for 16 goddamn months, bro. You guys don't see shit, man. I don't know what the fuck. I don't think you will see whatever you want to see.
Oh, come on,
That's
come
different.
on. This is stupid.
You
This
see
guy
whatever
ducked
you
him
want
for
to see.
10 years.
You literally said Karen. You thought Karen. He's an Armenian. I know. Karen Chukadaya beat fucking Boots. I don't like Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis. Is that a fucking cuss word? Why I got boot? But anyways, Boots Ennis. He beat Karen. Yeah, there you go. Karen. He beat him. Even though I'm Armenian, I still think he beat him. He beat him twice, but it was the second fight. I think was much closer. But does that mean that if I'm looking at one side, I'm like, okay, Karen definitely beat Boots? No, Boots definitely beat him, but it was closer in the second fight. But he's trickier. He's not like this Zayas dude. His thing. Karen is or should I say Colin is actually a more elusive guy. He's harder to hit. He's hard to touch clean. Zayas is gonna be there to get touched. Just telling you, he's gonna get there, and I don't know if he's gonna withstand. He might survive 12 rounds, but he will get touched a lot. Boots is fast enough to touch him.
I mean, hopefully the fight happens this year. This Fury AJ fight. I'd like to see how it goes. I'm predicting that AJ is gonna knock him out.
I'm predicting the opposite, my boy. I'm pretty
What,
certain
he's gonna box this guy's ears off. Is that what's gonna happen?
AJ's chin is cracked, and no matter how much training he gets from Usyk, it's not gonna help that chin being the way it is. And on top of that, the training that you get from Usyk, it's like the same thing as Andy Ruiz going to Eddie Reynoso. You need multiple fights to establish.
You don't think that the chin check that
you need
the chin
multiple
check
fights
that this guy took from
the fact that you're training, you believe in your training, that it's like it's incorporated, embedded in you deep inside, that you believe no matter what happens, my training is gonna get me through the most toughest conditions. And for him, he needs multiple of tune-up fights just to prove Usyk's training.
This guy isn't hard. This guy ain't hard to find. This guy Fury is not hard to find with a punch.
Okay, he's not hard, man.
He's not hard to find.
All right, okay, fine. He's hard. He's not hard to find.
Why do you think Fury's jumping straight at the AJ fight? You don't think that has anything to do with him maybe being shot? He probably thinks this is his last big payday. Because if he goes and fights a bum out there or a Wardley, he might actually lose. He might lose.
He said two fights.
He says that, but he's trying to get those big money fights. Because any one of those fights he can lose. If he goes and fights one of these Wardley guys, he might actually get lose big time.
Well, I'm also one of those guys that said Wardley might knock his ass out. It's not no surprise.
So he wants to go after AJ.
Well, but that's the same thing with AJ. AJ will also get knocked out by Wardley. Wardley will not stand a chance against AJ.
Yeah, but I think AJ has more of a possibility of beating that. He definitely has a possibility of beating that guy.
AJ will not stand a chance against Wardley. Wardley will crack his chin multiple times and take his ass out. It takes only one shot with AJ, and he's trying to recover for 4
That's not true. because he fought Usyk for 24 rounds and he never got dropped once.
Oh,
Fury was getting chin checked, almost knocked out.
Okay, you realize the first fight he took it easy on him.
Oh yeah,
You know that
took
these
it
guys
easy.
have a love
Okay.
affair.
He took it easy on him.
You guys know that you know that they have a love affair. That's why I call him
He didn't
Anastasia.
take it, dude. He didn't take it easy on him. The guy's just dangerous.
Oh my god, bro!
He was
like,
more
you just
dangerous than Fury. That's why he was on his heavy on his back foot on his bike.
That's why Alexander Usyk was
He was on. No,
kissing his
Usyk was on
cross
his
and praying
bike.
his blood in the
Hey,
seventh
Gypsy,
round.
Gypsy,
That's
Gypsy,
why he was
That dude was
kissing
on
him.
his
Gypsy,
bike. He was
Gypsy,
not fighting him as
Gypsy. It's BDA here. It's BDA. Do you mean Alexander Usyk or Alexandria Usyk?
Alexandria, baby. Yeah, sounds better.
It's just, he comes up with some good names, let me tell you. Well, listen.
Alex Usyk, he's very sick.
I was going to say this.
That's his trans name. That's his trans name.
Well, that's.
I'm a Jew. That means that I do not believe in the divinity of Jesus.
Whoa, okay. No, but listen, I was going to say this, man. When it comes to, hopefully that got people to stop here. Look, the Fury Joshua fight, I mean, it's a very interesting saga that never happened. In 2021, it wasn't either guy's fault. It just so happened to be that Deontay Wilder insisted on the third fight, and on paper it seemed as if Joshua and Fury had the right to go out there, but then the judge who was doing the arbitration decided for some reason to adhere to the initial contract, and they said, yeah, well, you gotta fight Fury a third time. I mean, you gotta fight Wilder a third time. Now, if they fought, why they didn't fight in 2022, 2023? I mean, again, I think AJ had to fight Usyk if he wanted to keep his belt. And then Fury, by 2022, neither guy was fighting all that often. Now, if it happens this year, I'm thinking Fury still gives AJ a very difficult fight. But Joshua, too, it seems like he's the little quicker guy with the straighter shots, better technique, but that doesn't mean he's going to win. So if they make the fight, it's going to be very interesting. Let me tell you, it's going to be very interesting. I'm certainly looking forward to it, even though it's past its date and it's two guys that aren't the best anymore in the division. I still think it would be interesting just to tidy things up and find out, well, really who was the best. And like I said, both guys kind of need the win because they both beat Klitschko. But then after that, Joshua never really, I mean, he fought Dylan White. He beat Dylan White before that. And then he beat Parker and Pulev, but really, what big win? I mean, Otto Wallin, is that the one? That's one of his biggest wins in recent years. Getting knocked out recently by Dubois does not help. So both guys need a win against each other. So that's why I'm thinking it would be a very interesting fight. With that being said, we've been on for how long here? Close to 3 hours. Geez, Louise, we're supposed to leave about a couple of minutes.
Not long enough.
Not long enough. We were supposed to leave 40 minutes ago, but it's like Fu earlier yesterday on his stream. He's like, yeah, listen, guys, I gotta go eat. And then an hour later, he's still there. Was that?
My chicken had mold on it. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Did you buy it from the gas station? Some gas station chicken breast?
I rarely eat gas station chicken. I definitely not buy chicken, but who buys chicken
What do
breast?
you mean rarely? The answer should be never.
Yeah, exactly.
No, never. No.
So,
I mean, why wouldn't you? No, you get some pizza with some chicken on it. Yeah.
Well, now people are saying real quick, I don't want to harp on this again for another 40 minutes, but Joshua, apparently he's going to take a tune-up in the summer. That's what they're talking about. And Mike Coppinger, who was commenting on the fact that Fury did good numbers there, 5 million on Netflix against Makhmudov, he's saying this, I mean, maybe I should have saved this for earlier, but hopefully this doesn't spark another 30-minute conversation. But he had this to say. Hold on a second. He said, I'd have Fury number 1, but 3 is the lowest defensible ranking for him, so I can see the argument. Because he's talking about because the Ring Magazine rankings now have Tyson Fury number 3 in the heavyweight ranks behind Ajit Caballero, Fabio Wardley, and Usyk, who is listed as champ.
Fraud. I think he's a fraud.
So Coppinger says that he would have Fury number 1 behind Usyk.
Yeah.
As a number 1 contender, right?
Retiring again and doing nothing? Come on.
If
The guy's
Fury
coming out of his 3rd retirement. The guy is a fraud,
he will
dude.
come out his 15th retirement. Listen up.
His fake
Ajit
retirement.
Caballero will fucking lose to Fury if they ever fought. I'm just telling you straight up. But Fabio Wardley
No. That dude will eat his body up, breaking the pieces.
If Fury if Fury is at his peak condition, he can beat Fabio Wardley.
What's his peak? What is it? Peak condition? When was the last time this guy had peak condition? He's always fat.
Peak condition would be him losing another 15, 20 pounds, and that would be like good enough for him to evade and outbox the shit out of Fabio Wardley. And win on a decision. But against Ajay Cabello, I think it'd be a much more easier job. Even though the body shots are there, he can evade it much more easily because it's a short heavyweight. It's a much more easier task to do. But he doesn't care about that because there's not a lot of money in fighting these guys. There's more money off of fighting Joshua, and then there's a lot more money with Usyk as well. So that's the only two guys he's interested in. He's not interested in any other one because of money. There's a lot of money to be made in these two fights, and one is I'm guaranteed that he knocks him out. There's not any question. And the other guy knows. That's why he didn't want to get off his chair. I'd rather see, but what I'm more interested in is Wilder and AJ, because the only reason why Fury came back from retirement is because of these two not fighting each other. Okay? Because of this two.
That's not true.
Interested in, yes, that's what it is. Go check it up and find out. These two were never going to fight each other. They were never going to be undisputed because AJ was going to lowball and say, oh, I'm the A side. And the other side was going to say, I'm the A side. Like he just did. There was no A side shit in this Fury shit. He just brought it up. I'm the landlord. Bitch, just get in the fucking ring. What landlord shit, bro? It's 50-50.
Oh, no, it's definitely not.
No, he's got to bring his ego in there. He's got to bring his ego in there.
That's
he's got to
not
show that he's the boss.
He has to get more
when
than
he
this guy.
when he brings this landlord shit up, he's scared. And that he did the same thing with Miller. He was intimidated by Miller. I'm not saying he was going to beat him. He was going to lose to Miller, but he was definitely intimidated. So when he starts bringing landlord shit, like landlord this, and I'm the landlord, or I should say gaylord.
Oh.
Yeah. When he starts saying that, then that means that he's terrified.
Jarrell Miller.
That's like a key word. That's a key word that landlord.
Frankenstein
When he
himself.
uses it. He shits in his pants. He probably had a diaper over there. On the stadium.
Silence of the Lambs.
Stupid, man.
It looks like they prepared him for brain surgery.
Prepped up, you know what I mean? The Pampers.
The Pampers. There you go. Well, 100% X used to say that he wore a thong, a G-string, but yeah.
Oh, you did, definitely.
Exactly. How many times have you heard Anastasia Bum Joshua say landlord? He only said it with Miller, and he hasn't said it ever since until Fury. You know why? Because he knows the time is coming for a whooping, and he doesn't want that whooping. He's gonna have to say something to get the fuck out of there.
Well, listen, this conversation is
illegal tactics.
You know what we need to do? Because it's easy to say, oh, this could happen or that could happen. We need to go to the tape. We need to get together at an appropriate time and watch Fury's best wins, Joshua's best wins, and then try to come to a determination of who is the better guy. Because this whole thing of, well, I say this or I say that, Anastasia this. No. We need to go to the tape. And we need to look at the
watch
video.
Fury versus Klitschko. That's what we need to do.
That's what we need. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, that fight is terrible. Fury now, not good.
We're gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it. You're gonna enjoy it, Fu. You're gonna get excited over it. Now,
Fury, you suck.
We do have to go. Sorry about that, but we've been on for close to 3 hours, and Mr. BDA needs his bedtime. He needs his beauty sleep. All right. You don't think you think I look like clavicular because I'm doing all the shit he does? No, it's just good, healthy sleep and good genetics. All right. So we do have to go. So shout out to all of you for joining us. Shout out to Fu. Excuse me. Before that, shout out to Uncle Charles who drove by here earlier. Recognized the Matrix. Boxing with Frank Bay. Go check out his channel, Boxing with Frank Bay. Fantastic channel. Really tremendous channel, I must say. Also, Food TV. Go check out his channel, The Real Food TV. He just did a stream yesterday, and I suggest everybody go check.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic, really. Go check it out. It really is a good show. It was a good show. Go check out Soul versus.
So Frank is fantastic, but I'm just good, huh?
Didn't I say fantastic too, or I said tremendous?
Nah. You said it in a joking kind of way.
No, I did. Oh, now you're starting to sound like gypsies. Like the body language, it's the tone, the way you said it. It was all wrong. Like, come on.
It's all right. I'm kidding.
No, I don't think you were. Behind every joke, there's a grain of truth. That's what they say.
What the fuck? All right.
I had to censor you.
Oh, sorry. What the?
All right, man. Listen.
You took my bleep. Wait, bleep. I pick it. Never mind.
I'm doing the Morse code help here because I need help. Like there's a real Food TV. There's only one. So shout out to Food TV for joining us too. Go check out his channel. Shout out to Bucho here as well for jumping on. Sobers, excuse me, I forgot. I was gonna say Sobers too. The channel. Go check out his channel, Boxing with Sobi. No, it's called Never Sobers with a Z at the end. Never
I
Sobers.
said boxing with Sobe. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Never Sober's Reloaded? Is it still?
No, that's the second one. That's the second one, I believe.
Oh.
No. Sorry, I think what's the second one? It's titular or what's it called? Levity.
Titular.
I forget what it is. Listen, you guys know what the channel is. And Gypsy, shout out to Gypsy for jumping in too. I know he was probably busy, but as soon as he heard Fury, he just had to jump in and let everybody know what time it was. So shout out to all of you guys. Shout out to all of you guys for joining us. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Sean Rain, 21 Pyro, Skull Kid, Iparokua. We had King KO the Great in here. B Wayne, Grim Reaper, Water Figs. At least, Figs. Figs. It's not with an A. Champy in the house. Impala. Who else we had in here? We had Mr. Pelavaca, Stu Matador, the Turk, Solozzo, who's good with a knife. Jaime Raiden. Jerry was here earlier. Sorry, Jerry, we're not doing the phone lines for the moment. Waiting for big fights here. But I mean, we'll probably open up the next time. Maybe, you never know. Maybe a calling show. Chitlin Distributor, Exponer, Morbid DC, JV, Cocker Sam. I don't think that's a real Slugger Sam. Just 123 Yamin. If I forgot anybody, Snackford,